finish killing these guys, get Jawa with his spare parts to his sandcrawler. You know that these guys were sent by, or working for, in some way related to some guy whose name I forgot to write down, so
Timo?
from henceforth shall be known as...
No,
as
it
Rog.
wasn't Timo. Yeah.
It's called Rog. It's close enough.
Started with R. That's all I remember.
Yeah,
so
exactly. I
Rog.
remember it was an R name, so I'm just going with Rog. Nice, easy to remember.
Rybok?
And I wrote it down.
Timo?
Timo's the
Rybok.
Hut.
Rybok.
Whatever. His name's Rog now. Change your notes. His name is now forever Rog. God has spoken.
Rog.
Anyway, no. Timo was the Hut who put the bounty on behalf up for the Jawas, and these people were here essentially without Timo's knowledge because of a guy named Rog. Is the sort of information you can infer from our sneaky friends, a little bit of subterfuge with that one Weequay who was then just fucking executed. But so the Jawas are happy, and so we left off just before you guys got to go on the Sandcrawler and see what you can find for your reward, because they promised you your pick of anything from their haul.
Your reward is tetanus.
I mean, that's just an added bonus.
I'm not going to go on the Sandcrawler. My character's sitting in a corner meditating, trying to get rid of these wounds.
Nobody's gonna go in. I shall step inside the Sandcrawler.
Okay, go inside the Sandcrawler. In order to sort of sift through for the valuables, I'm going to want two things from the people who are looking.
Okay.
I'm
not
going
getting
to
on that
want
Sandcrawler.
Perception to find anything that looks of any sort of value, interest, and mechanics to see if whatever you find is in any sort of good condition.
Okay. I'll go first. Perception. Mechanics.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Apparently our ship is making perception and mechanic checks for us. The ship is helping.
Those numbers are still good though.
Yeah. So, Kiri, with the best here, found all of the goodies. So you find a beat up looking old speeder, some various bits of kit here and there. You find a complete blast helmet and armor and vest set for armor, holocron, and some just assorted weapons. You know, just regular junk.
A holocron.
Do you even know what a holocron is? That's the question. Does the guy who found the holocron know what a holocron is?
That is a very fancy looking paperweight.
I made it a DC 30 to find that holocron.
Let's see if I know what a holocron is.
We got
Galactic lore. Seems to be the go-to. You know, it's a weird Jedi thing.
Okay.
What else? What other options are there?
There's a beat-up looking speeder. Kiri's mechanics check is enough to show that it's not going to run anytime soon. A lot of its, most important bits are either damaged or just outright missing, but it's fixable. Just you don't know from that check necessarily like a rough idea of how much it would cost or how much time it would take, but it's certainly fixable. It's a 3-seater, and the cargo space is more than enough that you can shove your droid friend in the back.
Oh yeah.
Looking at it, does my 21 reveal anything more than Kiri's 15?
Your 21 tells you that you're probably looking in total for the various missing pieces about 1,000 credits worth of repairs over just a couple of important sort of just engine and power bits. The couplings need to be replaced. The main power supply is shot. Literally, it actually looks like a sad person just kind of took a really nice pot shot at it and got it right in the generator.
Yeah, I think if we pull our money together, we could probably get ourselves a nice speeder.
The parts themselves aren't too hard to find, so you can easily find the parts various places, not even necessarily on Tatooine. This is a fairly ubiquitous older type of speeder.
So pretty much like the general model that like any general
Which-
shop would probably have. Speeder shop would have.
Would it fit in our ship?
It will. This is the speeder.
Sweet. And it looks like it'll have air conditioning.
Speeder, holocron, blast armor. What else?
Blast helmet and armor set, holocron and beat up speeder.
And assorted weapons. Essentially, the Jawas have a stockpile of weapons they found of military grade. Basically meaning you get your pick of military grade weapons. The one that sticks out the most as being something weird that Jawas would just find in the middle of the desert is a fully intact E-Web blaster. Which really begs the question where they found that.
A what blaster?
E-Web blaster. That's the big turret tripod turret blaster.
Where the hell did they get that?
Which is also sometimes mounted on ships by the docking ramp to act as a sort of a docking gun.
So we got ourselves a big tripoded, big.
Well, the
heavy
tripod's
gun.
actually missing. They just have the gun, which you couldn't use it in this. You either have to find a tripod, or you could, again, some ships can mount them as essentially. If you remember when the Falcon had the little gun that popped out,
Yeah.
by the ramp, you can mount it like that. So it'd be controlled from the cockpit, and essentially you can use it to sort of repel boarders if someone were to try and like storm the ship when you're at a hangar or something.
Nice.
I'd say we take the speeder.
The speeder. Okay, and it was like one thing per person, or we get our pick.
You get one thing.
Speeder. Okay.
Let them know we're taking the speeder.
At least that was the original deal. I mean, if you wanna negotiate for more,
They did say hazard pay.
I don't really care about the rest of this, unless you want to push for more on 5. It's just taking the speeder.
Yeah. Hey, we'll take the speeder.
Let them know to be careful about trying to sell that cube.
you say that to the Jawas?
I'd say it to Ronnie.
All right, and then I will translate that.
Jawas said that they already have a buyer lined up for Shiny Box.
Okay.
And just take the speeder.
Yep, speeder it is.
All right,
Just
take the speeder.
ride back with them to Al Shada. Nope.
Out of curiosity, I'm assuming like the repulsor. I think that's what the hover technology is called. That still works at least.
No, this thing literally essentially does not turn on. This is
Okay.
if you were this is a car that if you were trying to turn on, you wouldn't even so much as get a peep out of it.
Okay, got it.
Like the transmission, essentially in car terms, the transmission shots, the battery is completely useless / missing, and you're missing like fuel lines and shit.
Okay, I got you now.
It'll work, but you got to replace the bits.
Yep, we are definitely taking that speeder.
Okay, so you tell them that you want the speeder. They seem a little reluctant, but a deal's a deal. Somehow they thought you maybe wouldn't notice the speeder buried in junk.
I somehow found the shiny box.
And if there's nothing else, I guess you'll start on your way back to town.
Yep.
Well, we have to have a
Yay.
chat first.
Max, follow us.
There's enough room for the Dewbacks to kind of hang out in the sort of the entry area of the Sandcrawler while it's moving.
The 15 dewbacks you collected.
Well, I take it everything was successful.
Yep, we got ourselves a speeder.
Bit of repairs, but
Some repairs will need to be done, but definitely good investment. And that was about the only thing that I honestly think you guys would have cared for.
actually, question: looking over the, I guess their collection pile, do they have any of the bits that we could use to repair the speeder?
That's a good question.
Based on Kiri's really good perception check, yes, actually, they do have what you would need to get the power couplings replaced, so that you could begin the repairs.
What would a repair for that take?
Yep.
Was that?
How long would repairing the power couplings take?
It would only take you a few hours.
No. Ronnie, can you talk to them and may as well buy the power couplings
Yeah,
while we're here?
might as well.
Work on it while we're
Yeah.
in that.
So I'm gonna go to one of the Jawas and point out the power couplings and ask if there's any buyers lined up for that.
They don't have any buyers for the power couplings yet. They're just a good item to get.
Interested in buying some.
They tell you that it would be 200 for the power couplings.
Okay.
The average price? Or can I do a roll to check how much if they're upcharging us?
Yes, you can.
I'll relay that information.
Is there actual barter thing? I never remember this system.
Would it be maybe a deception check to see if they're decepting us?
Yeah, perception would be the
Yeah,
figure after being lied to.
this is one of those weird systems where perception's just used for fucking everything.
The only
Which I like, but it's weird when you play so many games where it's here's your 50 different senses.
Here's insight, here's perception. Okay. They're together now.
Also, here's sense motive.
do perception for them then.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why they're different skills.
They definitely seem to be trying to charge a little more, especially since looking at them again, you think these actually are the power couplings for the speeder.
Shifty little businessman.
I'm gonna sigh and pay them the credits.
Yep. I'll put 100 down for it.
Okay. All right, you pay them. They give you the couplings.
Hey, you want to help me install these on our way back?
Will do.
All right, and that's just
Probably
a
get
basic
close again.
mechanics check to put those on. You could easily just take 10 and get them on.
I'll take a
too
10.
hard.
Yeah, we'll just take it down.
I do not want to risk rolling
All right.
a 1.
Yeah, you install them, and yeah, these are definitely the right power couplings. They go in like they were meant to be there. They stripped off the power couplings before you got here at some point and just sold them back to you on the speeder they gave you.
It's still a steal at essentially 200 credits for a almost complete
Yeah.
speeder.
Yeah,
And you're
probably
estimating
50,000.
it's roughly give or take however much you can negotiate another 800 to fix it for a speeder. That's, I believe, off the top of my head. Hang on, how much is a speeder?
Couple thousand, I think.
Couple of thousand. think it was
B35. This
Was-
thing is worth 8,000 new and 2,500 used. So
I say we
you're getting it a little under half of what it's worth used.
Excellent deal.
And it is used, so you're getting it at a steal.
Yep.
Are we all together in the sand?
Yeah, you'd all be together in the sand crawler.
Call it a quick dumb question, but looking at the image of the speeder, does it have one of those like that docking area where the droids go, kind of like in an X-wing?
No. From all the pictures I could find of this thing, that's either A, where the third person sits, or B, how you get in and out of the whole thing. Because all the pictures I could find of that is either it has glass there, so I assume there's a bit of glass that opens and shuts, and just a dude hanging out the back of it.
It's the moon roof.
Yeah, it's essentially a moon. It's a moon roof that seems to be how you get in and out, unless these side ones also open.
Okay. It just
There's
kinda
also
looked like
weirdly one of the only speeders apparently in the entire fucking game that sits more than 2 people.
Are we talking? Wait, what are we talking about?
On the picture of the speeder, if you zoom in, there's an open part just like behind the top part of the canopy.
Yeah, at first I thought, is that like where a droid would sit, like in an X-wing or something?
And in all the other photos I can find where there's like people riding in it, there's like a dude just like sat there where that hole is. So that I don't know if that's just how you get in, or there's just that's where the third seat is.
Yeah.
like those old cars where it's like we technically have an extra seat in the trunk.
Yeah, the operator's seat.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Anyway,
So,
all right. If there's anything,
I'm going to consciously not point out the holocron to Bly.
I was about to say, are we just continuing to not mention the holocron to the Jedi?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and if there's nothing else you want to do with the Jawas, I guess we'll just skip back to town.
I'm not gonna mention it. I'm not gonna metagame it or anything. So whatever. On the way back, gonna strike up a conversation with the group and say,
Mhm.
"Well, we now know that someone was working against Timo.
That information could be worth something.
Should we try and barter this information on our way out of town?"
In the
Yeah,
event,
I just want to get off Tatooine as quick as possible.
in
What?
The event,
I want to get off the Tatooine as quick as possible. Giving information to a hut just means you're going to get another job from a hut.
One that you can't refuse.
so unless we're otherwise accosted, I guess we could maybe try and keep that.
At the very least, we can return all these dewbacks and maybe negotiate a fee for that.
Let's leave the dewbacks outside of
Leave
town.
them outside, but in case if they are of the shop owners, they'll just wander probably back into town.
Taking all these back in.
It'll look weird.
Where did they come from? And where are the people that bought them?
I prefer not to answer questions.
Okay.
Actually, Mirani, can you let the Jawa know to let us off? That lays out of town.
So like maybe an hour or so out of town.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let the Jawas know. Like, could we like make a quick stop, maybe an hour outside of town before continuing on back to town?
Yep, the Jawas agree.
Shut
Which
all the
brings us, if
Yeah.
there was nothing else, I guess, to town.
trains.
Can't think of anything else.
Suddenly we crash into a Sarlacc pit.
All right, you're back at town. The Jawas let you off in about an hour's
Well,
travel.
I mean, just a quick stop. We can just shove the dewbacks out and then keep going. I don't want to have to haul this speeder an hour into town.
Yeah,
I said a quick stop.
I'm glad someone took the time.
All but the
Clarify.
3 dewbacks rented. We need to return them.
Right. All right, so you let the extra dewbacks out. You just kind of mill about as you
Quick question.
as you disembark them and head back out along your way to finish going to town. Was that accurate?
Quick question. Like, as we're like unloading the dewbacks, I'm probably gonna do something we never actually did. But did they have like any marks to indicate? If
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we found out that they all came from the same stables.
Okay.
Yeah, they all
That was
had
something
marks
I
on the
wanted to
saddle.
check
Yeah, they all had the same. They all had the same mark on their saddles.
in case there was one that did not have it. Okay, never mind then.
Did we? I forget. Did we loot all the desert supply stuff we got?
Yes, you did.
We did.
Alright. Try to sell that back on our way out if we don't want to keep it. But if we're just leaving this place.
All right, and the Sandcrawler stops a little bit outside the gate, basically just off the map, and the Jawas disembark and just kind of leave you to your whatever.
I guess we bring the dewbacks back to the stables.
Well, hold on.
All right.
Oh,
Hold
yes.
on. Do I see any rope in the or anything in the What works on the speeder? Like,
Now that you have the power couplings on, you could probably rig what's left of the generator to give you a small bit of power for a short time to power maybe one part of it if you wanted to get like the repulsor lifts going again for a short bit.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be able to move under its own power. The best you could do would be if you're trying to make it easier to move, is you could get it to hover for like an hour or two before you just screw up whatever's left of the generator.
Here's a weird question. What's the size of the speeder?
Size of the speeder in like relative terms or game terms?
Game terms.
It's considered a
It
large
is-
ground
it's-
vehicle.
Yeah, it is a large ground vehicle.
All right. I'm going to mention, technically, I could move this using.
But-
I'm going
not-
to mention
You're-
that right next to the gate you're going to walk through is a bounty office with the posted bounty for Jedi.
I know.
And
That's
there's
what
a
I'm-
hut palace right fucking there.
Yes, but there's nothing stated in move object that I have to be overt with it. And I have seen Jedi do it without being overt.
If you're moving a speeder, I think you're going to at least have to be walking around with your hand in front of you like a dumbass.
Oh, okay.
Can you get the repulsors?
Yeah, I was thinking if I could make it look like we're just kind of the repulsors were working instead of me lifting, I was gonna try and do that. That's what it was my idea.
Let's see. Can you get the repulsors working, and I'll get some rope. We can
Yeah.
get the dewbacks to carry this back.
Gonna do that, and
Fair enough.
why do I get the feeling the Jawa traders might have some of the parts we need to continue preparing this thing?
I mean, they might. You just haven't seen them yet.
Um,
I'm gonna leave
One-
the town for rope.
while we're in town, I want to pick up a translator system for myself.
If you can find one.
What do I roll for that?
Try and find that. Skills.
Fashion perception?
Back with the rope.
No, like
Get back with the rope. The droid's off shopping.
I was going to say something, but I'll go with the
That-
droid to prevent the
that
droid
would-
from getting
that
taken.
would either be going around shop to shop and asking, or just to straight up gather information.
Gather information. It is.
There's no offense, I'm not holding my breath that a lot of people here understand binary.
I will also point out that if you're the one trying to gather the information, you are a droid. Okay. Are you off by yourself?
I think Neo said
Why?
that we'd follow him.
I went with him to prevent the
No,
sword.
no. I asked before you had the chance to say anything.
No, I
He
said it
did.
earlier.
Okay.
He
did.
did say.
Okay.
did.
I missed that. Okay.
We're dumb, but we're not that dumb,
Really.
Neo,
arguably.
give me a perception check. Red 2 if you want, I suppose.
All right.
20.
Perception. 30. Holy shit.
When it's just the two of you wandering through town, you notice the droid guy is eyeing you
Hungrily?
as you kind of go around the sort of the off-world trader and Jawa trader area, asking around about this thing, and he seems to have a couple stormtroopers near him.
Definitely a good sign not to have him use the Force.
And he's pointing specifically at you, Red, to them, as he's saying something.
R2, I think we need to get out of.
It's pretty god, it's just the troopers and no officers.
You
Saw
just
what
don't
happened
want
last
me to shop, do you?
No, I I've been waiting for you to be with at least only one other person this entire time.
There's been a couple
At this
times.
point, the stormtroopers are now walking toward the two of you.
Well, I beep in binary. Well, fuck.
Shall we be off?
Probably.
All right. Can we try to? Where are we exactly right now?
You are kind of there-ish. The
So-
stormtroopers are coming from like down this way.
So wouldn't we technically also, since we're pulling the speeder, wouldn't we also be in that area?
You guys pulling the speeder are kind of coming up, lagging behind from here. You're kind of like just getting past the gate over by the Desert Survey office.
I mean, I'm probably working on getting the repulsors fixed because the droid wandered off after.
With how much taking a 10 on it, you would have gotten it up and running around the time they got into town. So about the time this is happening and their questioning would be about the time you and the dewbacks would be coming through the gate.
I suggest.
Going under the logic that things all happen simultaneously.
Well, if we're here, I would suggest we go down
By
past
the cantina.
Alford. Yeah, by the cantina, and then try to get around the junk shop back to the ship.
Yeah. You want to try
Yep.
and lose them?
Yeah.
Yes.
That would just be
Stealth.
just a stealth to kind of lose yourself in the crowd.
Oh, a stealth check, huh?
All right,
even rolling a 3, I get a 24.
You were just waiting for him to say roll stealth.
Yeah, my stealth check without rolling is 21.
Close, but no cigar on them. All right, so they follow you. They seem to follow you with their eyes for a little bit before they lose you in the thick of the crowd by the cantina. And they can't tell whether you went in or ducked around or anything, and they're kind of just stopped looking around as you kind of duck around the cantina into the alleys.
We went around the cantina, went north, and then went right past the flag works till we got to the ship.
Basically, they followed you as far as there, then lost you as you got into the sort of the crowd going in and out of the cantina.
Okay. 1 second. I need to look at something. Can I do this or not? Because I got it wrong last time. Came to this ability. Oh, I thought I had 2 copies of the book open, so I didn't have to fuck this. Do this shit.
I mean, you are away from them now, if that's your concern.
No, not that. I'm trying to see what I can telekinetically, not Yeah. What message I can send to not Flux's character, because he made it clear he doesn't want my weird Jedi powers
You
in his
have
brain.
the other person,
Yeah, you.
Yeah. He was blanking on your names.
Yeah,
Marani.
yeah. Marani, I'm a little bit flustered right now because I realize I'm holding up the game and I don't like doing that. Trying to see.
Emotions are a single thought, such as go, help, or danger.
You get
All
one
right,
word.
I'm gonna send to Marani danger, essentially, as we're heading away to the ship.
Okay. I'll basically reply to Gil. Well, apparently there's trouble ahead.
Okay, be on the lookout.
Yeah, let's be on the lookout as we bring this thing back to the ship.
And we're just gonna, me and Red are just gonna stay in the ship once we get there. Is there anything going on at the landing bay before we walk in?
Just your junk shop friend, kind of doing a little bit of a polish on the hull.
RT, do you see
did my
anyone around the
gather-
landing bay?
Did my gather intelligence check actually produce any information on if there is a translator unit around here?
You learned that the nearest place that would have one would be to go all the way to Moss Isley.
Okay.
R2, do you see anyone around the hangar bay, or is it safe to go in?
Do I?
It seems safe.
I inform
You,
it seems safe.
I mean, you sense life forms on your life form scanner, but that's not really specific. I mean, it's a busy port. It's not like you're not going to sense.
Yeah, I was
people.
asking him. I was asking Red to do a perception actually.
Yeah.
Well, I do one as well.
There's people.
All right,
What
hold on.
specifics? You gotta.
16.
It just seems like
24.
to both of you, it just seems like normal spaceport traffic. For the most part, there seems to be. So you do notice over by the warehouse where the droid guy kind of has his droid stuff. That there did look to be some kind of imperial official, kind of like walking into the warehouse, sort of as you came around the corner. So like he didn't see you, but you saw him going into the warehouse.
Okay. Well, R2, it looks like that paint job is working against you right now. And
So it would
we go into the ship.
All right, you guys are at the ship, and we're going to cut back to everyone else with their dewbacks dragging the thing. By now, if you were, if are you beelining to the ship, or are you trying to get to the stables first, or?
In the ship, we need the dewbacks to kill it.
Getting it to the ship first, then bringing the dewbacks back.
Okay. At this point, you guys would have gone past where the troopers lost them. If you make perception checks, you might notice the troopers yourselves as you're kind of passing by.
All right.
But the troopers themselves would not have paid any attention to you since they're not looking for you specifically.
Wow.
Yeah. Fortunately, they kind of stick out.
You don't say.
You mean shiny white armor?
You do see,
sticks
yeah,
out?
you do see a pair of stormtroopers kind of walking back.
Is the
To the
droid guy
square.
still with them, though? That's what I'm okay.
The droid guy never didn't go with them actually. When they followed you, he kind of just pointed right out to them, and then they went off on their own toward you guys.
Okay.
And with those checks, unless you want to make any other checks at any specific points along the route, that would just get you the rest of the way to the landing bay. You're aware now that there are definitely Imperials about.
I guess like maybe another, at least for me, another check like once we get past like around here, and then maybe one more check for there, like in case there's like what the Imperial presence is like.
Where was the second one?
Right in front of the slag works, like right here.
Yeah. No, you can roll for around the slag works.
Oof.
No, does not appear to be any. It seems like so far it's just the two troopers walking around that you've seen.
Therein lies the question. What are they even fucking doing here?
I think it's very clear what they're doing here. The dude we refused to sell you to told the Imperials that one of their droids is wandering around. He was going to make money off you one way or the other.
Yeah.
Looks like my backstory kind of came up to bit me in the ass this time.
All right, so that gets you to the landing bay. Old guy helps you guys get the speeder into the ship, and if you want, he can take the dewbacks back for you.
Yeah.
You guys get our bounty from the Jawas still in current.
Yep.
These sticks for the Tusken Raider.
May as well.
Well, do you go into the ship where we are first to find out what's going on, or do you just go ahead and do that?
We kind of have to walk in the ship to kind of push the speeder in. So
Yeah.
Yep. So,
uh,
what did
you
you
can see
find?
us.
Well,
Guessing we found some Imperial friends out there.
it looked like our friend at the warehouse turned in R2 here.
Of course he did.
Seems like he was going to make money off your droid friend one way or the other.
Well,
I think it might be time to ditch the paint job for another one.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
This disguise seems to be not working for me anymore.
We lost them around the cantina, and they never saw us. We didn't. We saw a. What do you call him again? The dude that went into the warehouse.
An Imperial.
An Imperial. It was some sort of Imperial officer or official.
We saw an officer go into the warehouse. He didn't see us, so there should be no reason they know where we are, unless the droid guy pointed out our ship somehow.
That the old guy who you did not make sure wasn't listening in.
Wait,
Vorn.
Vorn?
Vorn pipes up. It's like, I thought that droid's paint job might cause you trouble. I got a nice assortment of paint cans in the storage bay for you.
You were just waiting for a moment to upsell that, weren't you?
Free of charge. Does me no
Sweet.
good if you guys get caught by Imperials before you find out where the droids are coming from.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Hey, old timer, do you know of a person by the name of Rog?
Rog. Yeah, he's a two-timer. Works for the hut.
We got some information. We've got no interest in talking to Timo, but Rog was working against Timo for the job of salvaging the sand speeder for the Jawas.
It's nothing I can say that's too surprising. Rog's always been a ambitious but stupid sort.
Maybe it
I
gives you a
also
little
got
bit of
no
leverage.
interest. I got no interest in getting directly involved with Timo, though. So I'll just kind of keep that in my cap. But thank you.
Well, thank you for the paint.
And okay. So basically, I know like what parts are needed left to finish preparing the speeder, right?
Yes.
Gil, you want to like head out to the Jawa traders and see if by chance they have the parts we need?
I mean, we need to go back there to get our payment anyways.
Good point.
Stuff in the bounty office to turn in the Tuscan to 6.
Yep.
You two are the only ones that haven't been seen in town. I don't know if they saw me. They seem to be focused on the R2, but I don't want to take any
I'd
chances.
say stay in here and keep the ramp closed, unless
Yeah.
it needs to be
I
open.
can see what color you are when we get back, though.
It'll be a beautiful color, probably white.
Let's head out, Ron.
Yeah, let's do it.
Take the Dubacks back and then stop by the traders.
Okay. You take the dewbacks back.
1 second, because I need to get up and let the dog out. Do I need to roll anything to help Red repaint himself?
No.
That's pretty straightforward.
Vorn's more than happy to assist with the painting as well. So you have all the technical expertise you need to just give Red whatever nice paint job he wants.
All right, I'll be right back.
He's already got that nice black base coat going, so throw some primer on there and you're good.
Am I going to have to find a new picture for my R2?
You don't have to if you don't want to. Just I'd make a note somewhere of what color you're changing to if you're not going to change the picture.
Yeah, I'm going to remember. Yeah, I'm going to change it.
Not that hard. There's a shit ton of R2s.
Probably like 50 different color scheme variations you can just easily pick from.
Yeah.
You'll become a nauseating mix mash of the vomit of the rainbow. Or he'll just be white and blue.
Okay, well, we'll head over to the Dubacks,
Yep.
then go over to the traders to get our pay from the Jawas.
Okay, so you go back to the Dubac stables. You notice that the other Dubacks seem to have already wandered back into town. And the stable owner seems to be kind of scratching their head, wondering how they got back so fast, but, kind of shrugging it off as whatever. Especially since no one seemed to come in riding them. They're like, I remember Ren knows the people, but whatever, desert's a cruel place. But they take your Dubacks back.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you want to go to the bounty office first, then the Jawas, or?
I mean, who would we collect the bounty for the deal we did with the Jawas? I mean, the Jawas,
The Jawas themselves would pay you for the Jawa bounty.
the Tuscan Sticks, was that bounty office, or do we have to go see Timo directly?
You'd have to go see Timo for the bounty sticks.
Well, let's stop with the Jawas then first.
Yep.
All right, if you go to the Jawas.
Yep. And while they're there, I'll just do a quick look over, see if they have the parts that we need to continue fixing up the speeder.
Yes. You do see that they do have the parts you need. And when they see that you're interested in the parts, they immediately see a bit of an opportunity and say that they'd be willing to give them to you as opposed to the credit reward.
I relay that to Gil. Fresh memory, the credit.
Okay, credits out of this, right?
Yep.
It was 500 credits plus hazard pay.
Yeah.
Which are speeders, the hazard pay.
Hazard pay. Well,
Hazard
no,
pay was negotiable. The speeder was an item we were
the
guaranteed.
speeder was basically them
Sweetening the
you
pot.
paying you. Well, it was paying you back for having to pay for the backs, as I recall.
Okay.
Yeah, remember one of you, Gil, did a marvelous speech that
That was Gil.
June had to relay to the Jawas to get the pay increase, and that's where we got hazard pay.
So
And
it's
speeder.
500 credits plus an indeterminate hazard pay.
And
Can we do perception or gather information on that to see what the market value for these tips would be?
Gather information, I'd say. Fair market value, they're worth about 500. Backwoods, you're buying them here in Tatooine where things are a little more scarce. They're probably more around 800. Assuming you can't talk someone down to the fair value.
800 is about the amount we probably, 300 is about the amount we probably get from hazard pay anyways. So
could you repeat that? You're a little quiet.
300 is about the amount we would be getting from hazard pay anyways. So
Yeah, so... Yeah. We'll state that in exchange for the credit and hazard pay, we'll take those parts.
okay, we'll take the parts then.
All right, take the parts.
All the deal done.
Yep.
So functionally, we got a speeder out of doing this.
Yeah, functionally, you have a speeder which you can fix up with a few good hours of dedicated work with a couple of you guys working together to get everything good and running in exchange for stopping to help the Jawas.
And we got another 600 coming from the Tuscan Sticks.
Yep.
Okay. In the Sea Hut then.
Operational thing. I would have given you the stick I had.
Yeah,
The one
I'm assuming they took the sticks as they were going to collect the bounties.
And I gave you all. I also gave you anything I had looted from the from them that was desert supplies we didn't use, which were just indeterminate stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Oh wait, no. 8 blaster pistols. This is actual stuff. 2 vibro axes and 8 blaster pistols. I had picked up off of the body, so you can sell those as well if you would like.
What would the Jawas give it to us? Give us for these?
They were blaster pistols, you said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
8 blaster pistols, 2 vibro axe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, selling items.
I have no use for these weapons.
Half its listed price, yeah, that's what I thought. Come on, give me the ranged weapons table. Here we go. Regular blaster pistols are 500, so they'd give you 250 each.
Alrighty, that's good.
That's 2K for the blaster pistols alone.
Yeah.
Sweet.
What about the vibro axes?
The Vibro Axe, that's a melee weapons. Also 250.
So 2.5k. Okay.
2.25k. Good.
Let me get that. No.
Okay.
Mhm.
Take you over to Timo here. Where's my reveal? Just
Wait a
reveal.
second. They're going to Timo?
Yeah, they have to go to Timo to turn in the sticks.
Ah, right.
No offense, it's probably
feel
best
the,
if you
uh,
not show up.
Figured if we're swinging the planet anyways, I may as well put one in between Timo's eyes while we're doing it.
Yeah. Gonna reveal the public parts of Timo's palace here.
Way too fancy for what?
Yeah, this seems a
The
bit
best part is legit Timo's thing from the module.
Was Jabba's palace opens in on like a garage. Timo's got like pillars and Greek paintings and shit.
Battle droids just like the nicest battle droids he has, like arranged in this hallway like display pieces.
Receptionist fucking
He's
Jabba.
got male and female bathrooms set up with sink in a fucking desert. I can see people coming in here just to use the restroom and get a drink of fucking water.
You know Timo pays for that.
I'd enjoy this. Fuck you, what?
You know Timo would charge you for that.
Absolutely. You need to use the restroom, 25 credits right there.
Okay, oh, they're Twi'leks. Okay. I thought they were battle droids doing a 3-pointer.
Sexy battle droids.
They exist on the internet, most likely.
Go up to the receptionist. We've got 2 Tuscan sticks to turn in for the pay.
They nod and check their and look over to the droid who kind of toddles off in the back for a couple minutes and then toddles back out and says, Mighty Timo will accept your bounty. Please proceed.
Follow the
Okay.
droid then.
Following the
All right.
droid.
The droid takes you down the hallway. And then, like, once you get into the throne room, it just kind of just waves at where Timo is with the other droid. It says, Mighty Timo will see you when you are ready, and then just kind of toddles back off to reception.
Okay. So basically, like, we're right around here right now. Correct?
Yeah.
Well, no time like the present.
Walk up. We'll do Oh Great Timo. Brought in some Tuscan sticks.
He looks at the droid who translates for him, and then he.
This isn't Huddies.
Are you speaking Huttese? Oh, okay. Timo kind of gives the Hutt equivalent of a smile and a bit of a chuckle. Says, "Oh, you bring me sticks from the raiders? Then show them to me."
Can of do them. Well, put them near him. Wherever he wants them.
Yeah, you kind of just present him, and then the Twi'lek dancer with him kind of just comes forward and collects them, and kind of just makes a show of presenting them, and he kind of nods, and then she hands them off to the Gamorrean who comes over and grabs them and walks off with them. Like, very well, my droid here will pay you, and the droid kind of walks over, and a little compartment opens, and it's like one of those like little arcade belts with the quarters. It just kind of dispenses.
Present your tickets, and I will give you what you ask.
And he kind of just produces the credit chits with the money. Here you are. Mighty Timo thanks you and encourages you to enjoy your time here if you wish.
Most gracious. We're gonna start heading back.
Yep. Let us head back.
Okay. Just back to here.
We do not want to stay in here longer than we need to.
Quick.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like it smells like cinnamon. It's odd.
Quick question, because I was gone for longer than I thought. Doug needed to do more. Was there anything else the old man said about, ROG or anything like that? What?
No.
Okay.
Actually, at this point, we're probably just on the ship.
So we got all those credits.
All right.
So we divvy it up then.
All of this ship. Everyone gather around. Payday.
So, if my math's right, everyone gets 712.5 credits. I'm not sure how we're going to handle the 0.5.
Just take 700, and you can
Put it in
make
like a
it.
slush fund thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take 700, and I'll leave
Yeah,
the
if you get some-
0.5 for me to a slush fund.
3.1k divided by 5 is 620.
I did the wrong math then.
0.5k for all the weapons we turned in, and then 600 for the the 2 sticks
Oh,
total.
that's why I only listed as 2K, not 2.5.
Because you also sold the axe.
620 for each person.
Could you put that number in the chat, please?
Wait, why are there 5 people?
4.
4.
Sorry, on.
So it's 775 each even. 3,100 is total. Time divided by 4. So 775 each.
Sorry, Zon.
Yeah. Nah, hang on. How do I don't actually know how to get him out of here. It's kind of the main reason he's still here. Is like I actually don't know how to kick him.
I think you have to do it on the game screen where it's just the
Okay.
icon and players.
Okay, yeah.
Right, then I'll just take the 775 then instead of what I was saying I was going to do. I'm above 2,000 credits again for the first time in forever.
All right.
1,075.
I
So-
don't know if I hit reconnect all, if that will drop him and then he won't reconnect, or if he'll reconnect and it'll just drop everyone for a second and nothing
How
happens.
about we wait and try that after the session?
Yeah,
Yeah.
try that later. I found that option. I'm like,
Let's not hit the nuke option.
Or as known as the DM's pissed off at everybody off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Red, you back yet? That doesn't know.
okay. 5-minute bio break, I guess.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
5 minutes, no problem.
Red's not back yet. I guess just smoke him if you got him.
I shall pull out a pack of death sticks. Ooh, Red's
Gotta
back.
throw some of these cans away anyway. I'll be right back.
No, that's Gil's back. Red can hear us, but he's not back. I like that. It was 775.
Yep. You know, that paint job would be awesome for R220.
What's nice is by doing the little side mission, what we got is essentially fully equipping the ship. We got everything that was added, got the missile launchers, and now our speeder bay has a speeder in it. So
I'd say it's been a very profitable last few days.
So at the very least, this town we've got now a fully equipped ship ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and if the ship is finished, then we are good to go.
Gotta go find some Genosha.
Time to go. Time to go to that location we found on the was it this ship or was it the
It was this ship.
Oh, it's this ship. Yeah. I'm gonna go check out that location. We also need to discuss what our positions are on the ship. The only thing I'm good for, it seems like, is having a high base attack bonus being a gunner.
Discussion in game.
Well, pilot and co-pilot would be me and Red.
Actually, I think Red's gonna have. You could be our pilot. I think Red's gonna need to be quite a few roles. He's gonna need to be our, what do they call it? Engineer and system operator, which doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah, I can pilot as well.
So yeah, it could be you and Gil as co-pilot, with Gil, I believe, can act as commander as well.
Pilot, mechanic.
Welcome back.
Red can fill a lot of roles.
Yeah, but we're trying to minimize overlap.
You can't
I'm back.
You can't
Yeah, except the thing is, I think I have a higher pilot skill than Kiri does.
you can't be in the pilot seat to do your mechanic and all the other things. Though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I didn't hear that.
If you're gonna be running around doing mechanics, you can't be piloting at the same time.
Well, yeah, I know that.
So essentially,
At that point,
Someone
co-pilot
else.
takes over.
yeah.
Kiri,
Someone
what is
else-
your pilot?
My pilot skill is pilot 11 plus 11.
Okay, so it's equal to mine.
All right.
Well, I can do co-pilot and
Well,
maintenance.
no, Flux can be co-pilot.
Yeah, Flux is pilot now after his reshuffle.
Pilot, to be honest, it's a loss to have you. I mean, I'm only 2 less. I'm a 9. It'd be a loss to have you not doing operator roles.
Okay.
Yeah. So Flux can be commander and co-pilot. Curie will be pilot. I'll be gunner, and then Red's communication and operator.
Wait, what skill does communications use?
It doesn't.
Depends.
Doesn't really.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, it's called system operator and
yeah,
engineer.
it's just
Sorry.
it's just under system operator.
Okay.
It's essentially all computer and engineer and
Essentially, you'll just be going around the ship plugging into whatever's needed.
Computers and mechanics would be the 2 you'd be doing.
you're the only one among us that has that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, technically, because of the your ship being larger than a starfighter, you could the ship itself could use its intelligence check, I believe, as a computer to do its own use computer checks. But I believe it is still lower than Red's.
Fair enough.
Yeah, mine's 14 for use computer, as well as the same number for mechanic.
Yeah, the other role of the co-pilot, which will be Flux, is to essentially operate the guns that I can't operate via the turret.
Yeah, the missile launcher you had installed is installed basically just underneath the cockpit. It is controlled from essentially between the pilot and the co-pilot. So either the pilot or the co-pilot could use it, but if you want to actually aim first, it's a full round action, so the co-pilot would have to do that and not assist for that turn.
Okay.
Which it basically allows the missile to have 2 chances to hit, because if it misses once, it'll try and double back at a penalty and hit again.
Yeah, at -5 penalty.
It's nice. It means that you're not, just because you missed once doesn't mean you're guaranteed to lose that ammo. You
Yeah.
have another shot.
It does, however, give the person you're shooting at a chance to try and shoot the missile down.
Unfortunately.
But that's also a hard hit. And it uses where your ship is to determine distance, so.
We were going over it while you're gone, Sovik. Essentially, this planet, this town, essentially, we just got a full stock ship from speeder bay to food, really.
You got including the food Born gave you, you're fully stocked essentially with the full 2 months of consumables. And let's actually, how many did you guys buy?
think we were buying the full what we could get.
Warren just gave us a full stock, and then we bought a month of off-world consumables for like.
Yeah, so you essentially have 3 months of consumables.
You wanted to add variety to the diet because
Yeah.
Vern was just going to give us bucks.
You have the stock 2 months plus an extra month's worth of the stuff you guys bought.
Done? Lauren, you done?
All set. All I gotta do is plug in that new disguised transponder of you guys once you know what you want the other name of the ship to be.
I think Printer's Pride works. We can just get it.
I mean that defeats the purpose of the whole disguised transponder.
Oh, we're doing a disguise. Sorry, I was still thinking of just renaming the ship initially.
Get it. I did write one down, I think, on the...
If it's our disguise, it would be something unassuming like
Yeah, hang on. I wrote one down as Vorn's suggestion. Vorn suggests the Junkers Hall. Because who's going to question something called the Junkers Hall? Clearly, in an old ship like this with a name like that, you're not carrying anything valuable.
Yeah. Good as answer.
What about the Nerf herder?
It's actually shrunk.
I'm okay with either. I don't.
The rust
opinion.
bucket sounds good.
I kind of like.
I like Rust Bucket.
Yeah, I like Rust Bucket.
Rust Bucket's his droid.
Rust Holler?
Rust Holler? Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that'll work. So when we flick that on, suddenly we become the Rust Hauler.
Yep. So essentially what happens is when you first come into a system, you'd flick it on, and what it does is it basically sends out a second transponder on a sympathetic frequency to yours that essentially overrides it. So unless someone is really good at deciphering these things, it has a setup specifically designed for it, which not a lot of people do, not even the military. They wouldn't know that there's another signal putting out a fake name, essentially. So there'd just be a button you hit, and boom, suddenly you're telling the whole system you're something else.
Goes with the original name and sounds a lot less assuming.
Was that?
Ruster's Hall?
Rust Hall, yeah. Or Ruster's Hall also works.
Ruster's Hall. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Goes with the original name, sounds a lot less impressive.
Yeah, it sounds less depressing than Rust Hall.
Yeah.
Okay, Lauren, let's do Ruster's Hall.
Alright, it says it'll just take them a few minutes to get that all plugged in. He goes up and does that.
Where can I put extra equipment I've been carrying that I don't need to keep on me? Like,
Storage?
any of these storage areas. There's a storage compartment kind of just off the center area there where 11 is. You can also keep it in any of the crew quarters. There's foot lockers and lockers along the wall and under the beds.
where does it tell me where I can put it? All right. I'm just gonna write a note on my sheet. Frog's working against Timo. 15 liquid cable refills in storage locker.
Anyway, in like the just curiosity, like the bed setup, is it like bunk beds or just single beds?
They're each one's a single bunk. So 6 people can comfortably sleep here.
Okay. So single rows, got it.
Technically, that is the passenger capacity of the ship, as under normal circumstances, essentially, if the pilot isn't piloting, he's sleeping in his chair, is the assumption from the designers when they built the ship. But if you're not hauling a full complement of passengers, then obviously crew can bunk where the passengers normally go.
I'll normally be bunking in. Essentially, I'll just be sitting on the sofa meditating, so I won't be needing a bunk.
I'll be sleeping in the chair, I guess.
I mean, you can take a bed if you want, Neo. Just
I don't need to.
Not Neo, Kiri rather.
All right.
You I know don't need it because you don't even sleep. You just kind of meditate for 4 hours. You're like, I'm good.
And
I
don't need
meditate
it
either
I just-
because of my race or because of what I am. All right.
It doesn't change the fact that every single time you get a class that doesn't need to sleep, you're like, hey, look at all those brambles. It's cool. I don't need to sleep. I'll sit here on the brambles and meditate.
Yeah,
It's still nice, dude. You know, you
Yeah,
even if you need
it still might be nice to just sit on a bed.
Fair enough.
Well,
I mean, if you like to.
I mean,
I thought this
then
was
again,
a sofa.
at least he picked the couch this time, Flux.
Yeah, I
Like-
thought these were the sofa. These were sofas and chairs over here.
Actually, that's a console.
Oh, okay.
But yes, these are chairs.
meditate, they still would enjoy a nice bed every now and then. They don't always have to do it.
Yeah, sometimes they just want to sleep.
I also want to be within walking distance of 5, so that's kind of why. In case I need to get in the gunner's pod at the turret access at any time. So it's one of the reasons when we're traveling.
Um,
Bed, I don't care what you guys want to do.
So yeah, just to quickly go over it too. So essentially, the non-standard things that your ship now has, now that you're fully upgraded, is that you have now a rating 15 shields. So your shields can take up to 15 points of damage for you before it starts hitting your hull. Which you can spend a turn as the systems person trying to recharge. By just burning up 3 swift actions, or either on 1 turn or over 3 turns. You have your combat thrusters, which for those of you I didn't already tell, it makes you count as 1 size category smaller when being targeted by capital ships. So basically, their big guns have a huge chance to miss you. So they'll have to only use point defense weapons, which have a limited range. And you get treated as a starfighter when trying to dogfight or determining what combat maneuvers you can do. You got your smuggler's compartment. You have 2 of those. Each one can hold 1 ton of your 60-ton cargo capacity. So you basically have 58 out in the open tons of cargo, and then 2 tons of hidden cargo. And you got your light concussion missile launchers and your disguised transponder.
Seems like we got off pretty good, despite being ripped off.
Also, I double-checked the reason you guys are so slow and why it takes so long to get places because you have a ×3 hyperdrive. So it multiplies all travel times by 3. Your ship's not particularly fast.
Okay.
And then,
In fact, I believe a Corellian Corvette is 1 point faster than you because I believe they only have a ×2, and they're considered slow.
Oh well.
Oh well.
So at some point, you may want to invest in upgrading that hyperdrive.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Well, Vern's finished. I assume he's off the ship by now. Or have we seen him off yet?
I mean, you can say goodbye to him if you want. Or otherwise, he's just gone.
Yep. We say our goodbyes, I guess.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay, it's 1d6 days times the thing.
remember, if we need to do any more business, and they'll shut up.
R2 was looking to get something, but unfortunately that was cut. Would one of you like to pick it up? Oh, right.
It's at Mos Eisley.
Never mind.
Yeah, you'd have to try and get docking at Mos Eisley.
Which we couldn't before.
Granted, that was about a week ago, so. I mean, if you want, you can try. Otherwise, you can try and come back to it later.
I'm gonna speak to Vern and say, I'm gonna ask him about the, a couple of questions about the droid dude. Is he known for, Vern, right? I am saying it.
Hang on, let me actually go back over to roll 20. Born, I believe.
Vorn?
Yeah, Born.
Vorn, is he known for calling Imperials just trying to get paid any way he can?
I mean, he's always been a money grubber sort, but I've never known him to call in Imperials before.
Yeah, he has got 2 stormtroopers out here and an officer.
Normally, folks around here don't like Imperials. In fact, being on the bad side of Imperials is considered something of a badge of honor in these parts.
Yeah.
So there's a chance he might not be around for very long.
I don't know. Anyone? It depends if anyone else knows what's going on. I mean, do you know that he's the one who called him?
Yeah, he's the
Or
one
did
that
you just? I mean, technically, you don't know that. You just know you pointed him out.
we know that
You can make a lot of infer. You can
Yeah.
infer a lot, but like you have no concrete proof that he dialed up the Imperials on the hotline and was like, "Yo, I got a droid for you."
he was very interested in our friend here.
He's interested in most droids that come through.
when
Tried to get Scrap Bucket a few times.
when he couldn't get our friend, I saw the officer go into his shop, seemed to be hanging out waiting for the troopers to come back. And he's the one that pointed us out to the troopers.
I could put some feelers out and see if I can learn anything for when you get back.
That'd be most helpful to find out what's his connection with the Imperials. Yes.
I got a bit of a vested interest in keeping Imperials out of town and, frankly, out of my business.
Fair enough.
Here's a question. Would Timo want to have someone with Imperial connections in town? Wouldn't he be against that?
He's a hut. He could be, who knows, with them. They like to play so many angles and so many games. I know Jabba's done deals with Imperials before, but it suits him. Maybe something similar is going on with Timo.
Just gonna announce loudly, do we care?
Yeah.
Please, get off this shithole planet.
We're coming back.
Drop off the droid, or drop off the droid info. Let's not get into more jobs here. Space is a lot of other nicer places than Tatooine.
Yeah. Why don't we just go to Nahada?
I'm gonna look at Vern and then point back and go.
There are
He
better
really doesn't-
hut pleasure palaces in the galaxy.
I'm gonna look at Vern and point back at fucking Gil and go. He really doesn't like sand.
I mean, who does? Gets everywhere. Even
God
the
damn
crackers.
Dude, if we're gonna go somewhere, let's go to Nar Shaddaa or something. Sucks
Oh,
here.
I know a guy. if you're ever out that way and you see my cousin Val, tell him hi. Give you a good deal.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna go look into our lead, and we'll be back when we can.
All right, and he just goes off the ship with Scrap Bucket and leaves you to go on your merry way. You have finally
Gotten off this
left this planet.
Christ.
Planet that you will, unfortunately, at some point, likely be coming back
As
to.
Brian walks by, I'm like, I get it. I get, like, the dude slighted us, but frankly, I want to just get off Tatooine. We don't care about the guy.
Fair enough. I just don't want it when we come back here. A bunch of Imperials are waiting for us if this guy is trying to turn us in or get our droid or whatever the fuck he's after.
If he knew, they would have been here on our ship, or at our ship already.
Yeah, I think it's just, I see a droid. I want to sell it and make
I'm
money.
sure he knows which ship is ours, so as long as R2 doesn't go back out, you drop off our info to
I mean, R2 is going to be in a different paint scheme when we come back. So
still see you with the droid.
That's right. I need to show my new paint job.
I think the crew could put together a Bith with another different colored R2 droid. So, as long as
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the ship when we return.
fair enough.
This place doesn't have the part I want anyway.
I like to avoid getting entangled with Imperials.
Imperials, huts, those are things you don't want to put your finger into.
I'm curious. Is there a better image of the speeder we got? Because I am fascinated by those three things on the back that look like they're floating.
Those are the engines.
That's
What type of speeder was it again?
I have it. It's a V-35 Courier. Here.
Yeah, V-35 Courier. Yeah, no, there's some other pictures, but a lot of them had like other dudes on them, or like really low res 3D models. So I
posted one in tabletop.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that
that's
looks-
like a generator. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's probably the main engine. It
Yeah.
looks-
The thing on the back is probably the thing keeping it afloat.
yeah.
That's what I
Yeah,
understood.
basically that's the thing the Sand people shot. is the big turbine on the back. That's the thing you squeeze the last bit of life out of to get to the ship.
There's essentially enough room inside there for 3 people.
Yeah, and you can see where that glass is on sort of the
Yeah,
back
that's
slant.
there.
And other photos I've seen of it, there's no glass there, and there's just a dude sitting there with his head sticking out the top.
Oh wow, that Flux is awesome.
Flux.
Flux for the win.
Yeah.
Nice.
Folding access panel for
It
passenger.
is it is so the driver sits in the back. His head sticking out the moonroof like a little tank driver. Or using the scope. Yeah, so he either drives with the scope or he sticks his head out like a little tank commander. Yeah.
Sounds about right. Yeah, this thing looks cool.
Yeah, no, it's actually one of the ones from episode 4. It's one of the random speeders that was just in Mos Eisley.
Yeah, we're definitely.
I'm looking at a picture of it of another version of this. Apparently the inferior. It's a 3D model that shows that there's 2 very comfortable seats and then 1 not so comfortable seat.
Yeah, well, that's probably the operator's seat.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a bit of a taxi design going.
No, I like it.
Nice little
We
speeder.
got a good speeder.
We're gonna have
Yeah,
to figure out how to get
Again,
red
like
in
the
it.
only other speeders with people that could sit multiple people besides 2 were like this sits like 9 people in his,
And it's not.
like a 3x3 square, and I'm like, that ain't gonna fit in the fucking ship.
It's technically a speeder. No, it's its own
It's a
ship.
speeder, but it's like it's basically like a Mercedes of speeders. I'm like, I don't think you guys want to be driving around in a speeder Mercedes, drawing attention to yourselves.
Yeah.
Not
open-
really.
Open top luxury speeder.
Yeah, if we were driving.
Here's a question: Are we gonna have to get our speeder modified to get for red to be able to be in it as well as
No,
3 of us?
it has a cargo spot. It can hold, I think it said like 20 tons of cargo or something.
Okay.
Yay, I'm cargo.
I mean, that means you can be plugged into the computer in the back, and if we need to take off, you could just.
No, it can carry 50 kilograms of cargo, which is, I can't imagine red weighs more than 50 kilograms.
Hold
No.
on. How much do I?
How much do droid weigh?
How much do I
Don't weigh
weigh?
50 kilograms.
Yeah, you
You Google it, you find like the longest Reddit thread in history. Oh no, what have I done?
Turns out you weigh 3,000 kilograms. How?
Some weird argument for him to have everything he has. He must have like a bigger on the inside principle, like a TARDIS. So you see, he's hyper dense.
Well, no, I got some heavy equipment.
Yeah.
Hell, as a matter of fact, the module I want for translator unit, a DC-10 unit is 4 kilograms, and a DC-5 unit is 8 kilograms. So, I
It
mean,
was 32 kilograms.
You'll be
yeah, I
fine.
could.
You're fine.
I actually, I weigh a little bit more than that. Let's see. Let me just do a quick count.
While Red figures that out, so do we want to go straight to this
I
location?
get roll 20 doesn't like multiplying.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it actually rolled anything. It just gave me 1.
After the factory? Or
Oh.
on location?
Seems I
It'll take
weigh
you 12 days to get
29.7.
there with your
So
hyperdrive.
less than 30 kilos.
For the moment, as soon as I get as soon as I get my translator unit, which will hopefully be the DC-5 translator unit, I will weigh
Yeah.
about
If
35.
you want a better unit, I'm going to suggest not looking at Tatooine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna take 12 days. I'm
Looking
curious.
at Red to do paint job, I imagine you didn't paint him so much, you just paint stripped him.
I'm curious. What is the rules for learning a skill in game?
Like
Or are
an actual skill?
yeah? The encounter with
I
the sand
don't
people.
think
That's
there is one.
Unless there's like a feat or something that grants you it.
Trying to ask if I could ask Jen or Gil to teach me how to shoot a blaster. Essentially, I want to be able to shoot a blaster. The encounter.
I mean, you just are you trained in blaster as a feat?
Nope.
Then you can't.
That's a whole feat, dude.
There's no way to essentially
No.
learn in game.
Yeah, it's called leveling up. It's
Yeah.
selecting it as a feat.
It's called selecting the appropriate weapon
It's
the
called
weapon
leveling up.
proficiency feat.
It's leveling up. Ding. Okay, I leveled up.
Yeah,
I
it's
now
called
have
weapon
the skill.
proficiency. Yeah, it's weapon proficiency blaster pistol. You can get it at any level.
Like, if you want to, Gil will happily shoot at you, but you would still probably need to take the feat when you level up.
Yeah, literally Jedi stuff are the only things you can kind of learn through. Like, I'm doing this out of level up. Like there are certain force power rules for learning certain force powers and certain force abilities.
Yeah, I'm trying because I'm not going to be doing
but
much.
but there are only rules for doing that with force stuff. Everything else is either a skill or a feat. There's no learning those outside of just using up skills.
It's always weird to me when a game doesn't have rules for essentially doing things.
Because the game doesn't want you to just learn everything.
Also, the fact that leveling up is
It represents cumulatively all the stuff you were doing between downtime.
yeah.
That is what you're trying to do. That's what
You are essentially trying to level up.
Well, now's a good time as any. What we finished this planet. Oh no, we're doing milestone. That's right.
I was about to say, I mean, I'm willing to do a mid-session level up, but I mean, I was going to save that for the end.
Do I have room in Carboy 7 doing like my dual saber training then?
Oh yeah, you got plenty of room.
Okay, then that's what I'll be doing for the 12 days.
The scale here is not exactly scale. Like obviously, it's actually 2 spaces wide for both the ramp and the door going to the ramp, even though it doesn't look like it because just the way the things are scaled out.
Then I will.
I didn't really feel like making this bigger than it had to be. I probably could if I really wanted to, but
I'm gonna need to look up because I have proficiency in simple weapons, and I believe there's some simple range weapons. I'm gonna have to look up and find out what they are and see what I can find.
You might be capable of using slug throwers.
Yeah, slug throwers fall under simple.
That might be something I look into later on. Then
You could get like an actual fucking shotgun or like an actual ballistic rifle.
Or our pistols and rifles.
I'd probably get some pistol, essentially a 9mm or something like that. Slug rifle as we go on. Then
The weird thing is, I think with slug stuff, I think weirdly in Star Wars it's all bolt actions and hand cannons and revolvers and stuff.
Are you telling me I'm going to be a Jedi that pulls out like an occult action?
Yeah, if you get an actual slug thrower rifle, most slug thrower rifles are basically either Springfields essentially or like M1s.
Fuck me. I've got this laser sword. Oh shit, there's too far away. Pulls out my lever action fucking rifle.
I mean, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, okay. I guess
It's the
that's
weird
my
anachronisms of Star Wars tech.
answer.
All right, so it's gonna take you 12 days to get there. Does anyone want to do anything while you're
Uh,
traveling?
R2, wanna help me set up the speeder?
Absolutely. Let's get this thing up and running.
I guess I could help too.
Do you want us to roll, or can we take
Yeah,
our
go
time?
ahead and roll mechanics to see if you can make it take less time than it normally would to do. Each part would essentially be like a good solid few hours work. Okay. So with Red doing a lot of the complicated stuff and the two humanoids doing a lot of the big heavy lifting stuff, you easily get the generator engine bit kind of swapped out with the new one you bought. Get that all set up, wired and everything. You get everything up and running, and then about a half day into your hyperspace travel, it roars to life, good as new.
Nice. Let's turn it off so it doesn't waste the battery.
I don't know is actually a concern. There's not really any rules for fuel.
Oh, that's not good.
So it's kind of up to me to decide. It's been way too long since you ever thought about the concept of fuel, or just be like, you've just been getting,
Well, I guess we're all wrong, because apparently slug thrower, pistol, and rifle are considered under exotic weapons, I think?
Oh, interesting. Huh? I guess bow and arrows and crossbows for you then. Sling.
Exotic? No, okay. It's heavy weapons, then pistols, but it doesn't say if a slug thrower is a simple weapon.
It's a pistol.
No.
Slug thrower rifle is a rifle. Slug thrower pistol is a pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are no real simple range weapons.
It's called a bow or a sling.
Yeah.
And
That's
that,
not grenades.
Jedi just slings a thermal detonator at somebody.
I mean, technically that's what I was going to start doing, but then I got talked out of it because people were scared I'd blow everything up. I was going to get a bunch of frag grenades or sticky frag grenades, but
here's really the thing. Jedi generally just don't do anything but melee.
I mean, yeah, but some have been known to branch out.
Some know that.
Especially when you're trying to hide their Jedi-ness and want another weapon. At this period, Jedi were well known for just carrying other, actually adopting blasters and stuff. So it's not outside
But
the realm of
it's so
possibility.
uncivilized.
I mean, that was specifically an Obi-Wan thing.
Yeah, I know.
So Obi-Wan was a bit of a snob.
from what I understand, actually, most Jedi did not look down on blasters at all. Many trained to use them.
Well, when you level up, train to use them.
Yep.
I want to picture the one Jedi who's like, I don't need a lightsaber. Gun fu all the way. Just had two pistols. Just John Wooed his way through everything.
That would be
Anyway,
interesting.
anything else you guys want to do on your 12
Okay,
days
so
that
we
you
got this thing
essentially
up.
have 11 left of?
Alright, we got this thing up running. I guess maybe. Oh wait, we wouldn't be able to hear any comm traffic in hyperspace. Never mind. I guess.
I play 4-dimensional chess with the ship's computer to kill time.
If somebody wants to take... Alright, I'm going to phrase this as best I can. I'm training. I wouldn't be against deflecting some shots, but
Sure thing.
you'd have to be willing not to shoot to kill.
Sure thing.
Want to practice shooting, and I mean
I'm just
deflect.
picturing Gil's like, shoot at the Jedi, starts pulling gun, but not shoot to kill, start shooting the gun.
that's the biggest hand of the grenades.
Juggle with them while keeping the detonator held down with the Force. Do it!
Yes,
Yeah,
I happily
I
will
got
do
it.
so. I will
If Jim
happily
wants
help
to do
you.
that, I'll take over piloting then for the shift.
Thankfully, the blast
Agent,
rifle
some,
can deal with stun.
Some deflection training.
I'll
Yep.
be hitting him with stun.
Uh, I will point out that, can you deflect stun?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't forget, the training
anything,
droid-
energy, and like when I deflected the slug, the slug just goes away instead of being deflected.
Yeah,
Training
energy
droids
I-
only use stun.
I wanted to double check because if you couldn't, the alternative was deflecting a full blaster in a ship traveling at hyperspeed.
Don't you remember
probably.
episode 4 when Luke was
Yeah,
using
Luke was
a
using a training remote, which was barely using enough power to sting a person.
Yeah.
This is a full power blaster.
Yeah, but you had the question, can you deflect a stun bullet? And the answer is, well, if Luke could...
Well, those weren't stun bullets. Those were very, very low intensity lasers that essentially stung if they hit you.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I thought they were stun bolts.
No, those were actual laser bolts. They were just so tiny and so low power that it was basically hitting you with the laser equivalent of a shock collar shock.
yeah, okay.
That's fair.
Oh, so I don't get to shoot him with stun bolts?
You
I
can.
mean, you
Yes.
can if you want, yeah, because you can deflect stun bolts.
It's stun.
Yeah.
I'm making sure it's all set for stun.
I'm also just since that unless there's an actual mechanical thing somewhere that I missed in some Jedi training thing, I'm just going to say that you just kind of spend time doing that.
Yeah, no, this is not. You outlawed the book that would have been like, I do breath training and eventually don't need to breathe or anything. So no, this is just me role playing.
You didn't grab the holocron that would have given you access to it.
You're serious, fuck.
Look, it
All
was
right,
blue,
don't worry
so
about it.
obviously it was a Sith thing.
All right. The holocron, in all seriousness, the holocron was a trap.
I wasn't going to get the holocron anyways because that's way too selfish. I've already been indulged a bit.
Yeah,
I was going to.
Since there's no way for you to go back to it, the holocron was a trap. It was a real holocron, but someone had sabotaged it so that it didn't work anymore. But it appeared to be intact. So if you'd wasted the holocron, you would have essentially had a really fancy. You literally would have had a fancy desk ornament.
I was picturing the trap would be like, it sucks you inside.
No. The trap was if you got really good at the perception roll, you'd find what would look to be a super valuable item that turned out to be complete junk. The speeder was the real prize all along.
Yeah, no, I was going to push for the.
It was only a DC 10 to spot the speeder. You'd have to completely botch it to be like, there's no speeder here.
I was going to push for the speeder, no one way or the other.
Yeah. All right. Anything else anyone wants to roleplay on the ship?
Nope, just playing 4D chess with the ship's computer.
All right.
Shooting stun bolts.
Scoot on over to the galaxy map for a second here. I still don't really have a smaller, good representation.
I give the option to help someone perceive the Force if they would like it while we travel. But other than that, I'm
What
doing
exactly
just
would that do?
essentially we would just meditate, and hopefully you would eventually feel it. It's a way to give someone a chance if they want to take the feat that lets them use Force powers later on. I was going to offer it to just like we're working on this.
A character is not force sensitive.
Yeah.
I'll take you up on that offer.
What?
What?
Take you up on that offer.
Okay.
He's
I-
doing it as a joke.
Well, I do my best to ignore your jabs and your jokes and actually try to teach you best I can about perceiving the Force around you.
Not feeling anything.
Sometimes it takes many years of practice. Sometimes it's instinctual.
And sometimes you're a beep boop who doesn't feel anything. Except the cold emotions of death. Why was I programmed to feel this?
Unfortunately, my friend R2, most droids cannot sense the Force.
Most!
Isn't there like isn't there some weird droids that can?
Yeah, there's the crystal
Yeah,
core
but
ones that can.
they're crystals.
Yeah.
Aren't droids who can feel the force.
Yeah, they're living crystals that have that use droid bodies to amble about.
Well, I'm trying to meditate here. If you two could be quiet. Feel the greater galaxy. Yeah, but it'll come eventually, right?
What?
Come eventually, right? I just gotta keep waiting. feel everything.
Hopefully, yes. Let the force infuse sense. Let your senses reach out. You will eventually sense the force, and the force will sense you.
Gil's gonna give it about 3 hours before he gets bored and goes off.
The weird thing is, he's right. It does work that way in this game.
Within 3 hours, would he have felt anything?
I'd have to actually go in the Jedi training manual and check, but there are things in Jedi training manual that you can teach people how to sense the Force to test if they're Force. They give them the Force sensitive feat.
That's what I'm essentially trying to do. If they would like it, I didn't think it would work just the one training session, but if people kept,
I mean, it's something I'll have to look up later because I don't know where in the manual it would exactly be. But I did notice it when I was looking for the holocron stuff to see like how does a holocron work as well. That's one of the things. Apparently, you can use a holocron to substitute for a master to train someone into getting the Force sensitive feat.
I'm just gonna let it be known that Bly will help teach someone if they want it whenever.
I might take you up on the offer later.
I have to double check how that works because I don't know if you still technically have to take the feat. Because I believe Force sensitive normally you have to take at level 1. And I think what the training does is it gives you the option to take it at a later level, provided you've gone through the training ahead of time to open your connection.
You can take Force sensitivity at any point.
Okay. Yeah. Again, I'll have to look into it. Anyway, so there's nothing else. You marry on your
I
way,
guess I'll take it as well.
kind of galactic north of Tatooine here, a bit into the middle of deep space between these two hyperspace routes.
For the record, Kiri, until Sevik says otherwise, I think it takes quite a while. I think it takes a couple of months of training.
All right. Okay.
If I'm not sure about that.
Fair enough.
And oh shit, I'm still like super zoomed in. Hang on. Why would you do this game? Don't memorize my zoom settings. And you drop out in the middle of deep space.
Do we flicker switch or do we wait?
I think we flick our switch.
And you've appeared up the corner where your ship icon is.
Nice.
And
I like the way that space station looks.
Oh, that
I know.
was those things were from TIE Fighter. That was a great game.
I like that design. Is there any way to like scan to see if this thing is up and running, or is it derelict?
as you say that, there's some movement on one of the arms, and three Vulture droid fighters take off and start heading straight towards you.
I'm getting to the gunner's position. Going to turret access.
All hands be in your battle stations.
The co-pilot seat.
What was that?
All right.
So I jump into the co-pilot seat.
All right, I'm in the pilot seat.
I have no idea where to go.
Just kind of wherever.
Out of curiosity, how are we going to do this since it's going to be space combat, as opposed to like the?
Essentially, everyone gets their own initiative for taking their actions. But more or less, basically what happened is everyone kind of says what they're going to do once it's whoever's piloting's turn. And then on the pilot's turn, all of the actions kind of happen at once. The alternative ruling is that everyone takes their turn at once and each ship gets its own initiative. The individual initiative thing does let you kind of take actions outside of each other's turns, if you want to do that. So there's two different ways to do it, depending on how you want to do the initiative.
Do we want to do it as like the ship or individual actions?
Individual action sounds best.
Okay.
That way, if someone needs to technically like switch seats, it's not taking up necessarily the same turn as everyone else doing stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, even though I don't know what the hell I'll be doing.
I'm just going to put my
You're
token in
keeping
a
the
corner.
shields up and essentially doing a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, you can make checks to recharge the shields, to fix damage to the ship, improve the condition track of the ship if it gets damaged enough that it moves down the condition track.
Okie dokie.
You
moves like
can
that.
reroute power, I believe, to give like a bonus to someone trying to do something. Right?
Yes, I believe that's how that works. Essentially acts as sort of an aid another type deal.
Okie doke.
What do I need? I need my base attack bonus,
Let's get these stats up here. So
and then I need the ship's stats for its deck. Add to it.
where are you? Where's the HP on this thing? Saw it a moment ago. There we go.
Oh, it's not filled out on my end.
I should probably put something. Oh yeah, I can't click until I'm added to the thing.
Oh, right. I should have done.
Alright, so individual.
Click my name.
I'm just in a corner.
I'm gonna put. Yeah, I'm gonna put my.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you can drop your tokens in the corner if you have to get a initiative set up.
Interesting. It didn't put me into the thing.
Well, you actually got a new icon. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
You didn't notice?
it's all chromey now.
No,
You
I
didn't-
didn't notice earlier. Sorry.
Yeah, I did that a while ago.
Is this? Is it because I wasn't fully on the screen?
I just do it again. Roll it again, dude, and modify it if you think you got better.
You all have the ship in your journals to look at, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of. It doesn't
Kind
have
of.
anything filled in on my end.
Hold on. Where is ship? There
Ship.
is ship.
It says gargantuan, and then attribute is negatives, and then no hit points and no nothing.
Oh, here we go. Vehicle sheet. Yeah, I don't have anything on my
That's weird,
vehicle
'cause
sheet.
I have it all on my sheet that I updated earlier.
Weird. I hope it's not something that we have to each do ourselves, and eventually.
Probably is,
Well,
Hang on.
and I don't have access to the
Edited
actual
controlled
player
by
sheet.
all players. The player's journal. Just do all players. Save changes. Close the window with it and try it now.
Okay.
oh,
hey.
there's Fringe's
showing
Pride
up.
right there in the character sheet.
Yeah, it's showing up on the character.
Okay, yeah.
As a separate character on the character sheet.
That's perfectly fine with me.
Yep.
So I will be adding. And then my base attack bonus at this point is, I believe, a 4. So that's 3 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, cool.
Okay, let's see.
Now that.
In order to deal with this, we gotta. I'm gonna copy all this to my thing.
This is kind of cool. I like this. I hope it also, from what I looked at, considering defenses versus attack, I think this is going to work a lot better than Rogue Trader did.
Yeah, I believe so. Especially with the fact that, it's not. Shields have hit points and aren't just, I'm sorry, you only have 2 damage left after damage reduction. That just doesn't do any damage.
Yeah, no. Rogue Trader was fun, but that was it.
But the ship combat, which is arguably like a big part of the whole, I have this big flagship I'm going to want to use, is kind of garbo.
Yeah, cool. I like this. All right.
Strength plus Bab plus.
As far as I understand, when it comes to attack, it's just your base attack bonus. And the vehicles, and it's everything else is vehicle based.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a gunner, one of the gunners, because I have high.
Yeah.
Okay. This back up instead of looking at the book. No, this I'm excited. I want to see how this is going to work out.
Table 10-2. is the ranges for weapons?
Range is 20, and we are 20 squares, correct?
Yeah, everything is a 1-for-1 in Starship scale.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10,
Laser cannons.
20. So short range, point blank is 20, and then it'd be 40 for short range. Means I have a negative 2.
Laser cannon point blank is 0 to 1. Short is 2.
Okay.
Medium is 3 to 5 squares. Long is 6 to 10 squares.
Okay. So I don't have a shot right now.
No, but you could get one if you wait until you move into range, because you can always hold actions and stuff. The missiles, I believe. Yeah, missiles at long range would be able to reach anything from 16 to 30. Either pilot or co-pilot can fire those.
Yeah,
So
I think
everyone's got their
okay.
initiatives up.
Yep. Rearrange the turn order.
I'm
Miracle
not showing
descending.
up- I'm actually not listed there for some reason.
Did you not add yourself to the...
Hit your character and then hit initiative. Touch your character.
Let's try that again. Third time's a charm. I've clicked on it. Initiative.
There you go.
Yeah, there you are.
Oh, I was saying the wrong skill altogether. For some reason.
Yeah.
All right.
Why is the defense
Which puts
not
you
working
ahead.
right?
Why is what not working right?
I'm trying to input the information into my character sheet. And it's just-
Sometimes you have to enter the information and then click out of the field for it to
I
update
did.
all of the dependent fields.
I did, and it's just being weird.
Okay.
Oh well.
It is what it is. All right, so that puts Kiri at the top of the turn order.
All right. And
And who was piloting again?
I'm the pilot.
All right, so you can make your movement speed at Starship scale. I have that down here. Is 2.
That's what I thought. Let me just zoom out so I know where the other ships are. Okay, so they're down there. So which will move me right here and here. And that's going to be there. And by chance, would I be able to hear to see if I can hear any comm traffic, or would that be a different position?
That'd be a different position.
All right.
That'd be
That'd be
red.
systems.
Red.
What?
I was just asking.
Hearing any kind of comm traffic, your position, which is what Kiri was asking if he could do.
Then I'll just relay R2 check for comm traffic.
Okay.
All right, it's the first starfighter's turn. The speed 4 up here, and he also has lasers, which I think still keeps him out of range. Oh no, it actually just puts you just in range, so he's going to go ahead and fire.
And that would be against.
It's got reflex minus your damage reduction.
12. So 15 is damage reduction, so 20.
He rolled really well.
So that'd be 29 minus 15?
Doesn't he have a negative 10 to hit?
29. No, he does have negative 10 to hit, but
So that's 19.
even at negative 10, it still hits a 12.
Yeah.
Hang on, look at my calculator. Why am I relying on you guys to do this?
Yeah.
It's minus 10, then that becomes 19, but then you said it's like minus the DR.
Equals 14, and then you have shields of 12. Shields of 15, so your shields are down to 1. Your shields took your damage reduction in shields took the brunt of it.
See, this is how it should have worked, Rogue Trader.
And again, you can also take time to go ahead and try and charge those back up later. So that's its turn. Which brings us to Gil. And Gil was in Copilot, I believe.
Gil's going to take the 2 swift actions to aim. Right? Because that's important for these missiles.
Yes.
We only have 6 missiles.
Get them back.
Yeah, you fire them one at a time, so you get 6 shots with them.
Oh, they're not use them and they're done.
I mean, no, again, you can just buy more missiles.
Oh, okay. They are used and done.
Yeah, they're actual missiles.
He'll take the time to aim and fire at this guy. So that would be my BAB plus the ship's BAB, right?
Yes, I believe that's how that works. From what I read.
Your BAB and then ship's intelligence and a ship's stat for
Yeah,
hitting.
1d20 plus base attack bonus plus vehicles int plus range. And its medium range is -5. You took the time to aim, which I believe is a +10. Is it a +5?
I'm looking at aim right now. Take 2 consecutive swift actions in the same round or careful line of range attack. When you do, you ignore all cover bonuses to your target's reflex defense. Next, you still must have line of sight. You lose sight aiming if you sight or target. Is that it? I thought you got a bonus.
It just gives the miss, at least with the missile, just gives it the ability to hit twice, I think.
Okay.
Or not to hit twice, but the two chances to hit.
Because I had the gunner, I'm supposed to aim as well, so I was wondering what so if they're hiding or
Yeah, it's more if you're shooting
into a group.
Yeah, if you're shooting at something that isn't another ship,
Fair enough.
like if you're strafing ground targets or something, and you're fighting at character scale. Well, fortunately, that does not hit.
You know what? He has an ability called Desperate Gambit, just in reroll an attack in exchange for taking a negative to reflex.
Which doesn't really apply to Gil, so
Yeah.
You say I could apply it to the ship,
I'd say this works. Yeah,
doing some taking control, moving ourselves in a less defensive way, but get another chance to attack.
being like, "Hang on," just grabs the co-pilot controls. We're doing something fancy.
We have a 12. I mean, if they're gonna hit, they're gonna hit.
Yeah.
So the reroll, hopefully not get a second one.
Wait,
Two.
Wow.
It's okay. The missile gets another chance to.
it works, but okay.
All right, 17 hits.
It's still the 2, but I was just making sure it didn't keep doing that.
Yeah, making sure you didn't roll a 3 next. That would have been weird. So the missile veers around it. Get another roll later.
No, the missile hit. With unless she's not taking that third roll.
No, that third roll doesn't count.
Okay.
And to make
Yeah, it misses. It'll swing back and make a -5 on the next go round.
Also, I don't think you should have taken a -5 for the missile. The missile has a range out to where they are.
Medium. Medium is a -5.
Okay.
Short, there's no penalty. Point blank, there's a bonus. Medium, it's a -5. Long, it's a -10.
I thought the missile had much greater range than our
It does, but not that much greater.
Fair enough.
It has a better long range. Such.
Mm.
All right, and that brings us to Red.
Yay.
May want to consider recharging those shields.
You know, I was going to deal with com traffic, but yeah, I'm going to fix the shields, and that's what, use computer or mechanics.
If I'm looking here, you can perform 3 swift actions.
It's a DC 20 mechanics.
DC 20 mechanics.
Increase the current shield rating by up to 5.
Well, I rolled a 6.
I mean, you still made the check, so.
Oh yeah, I know.
your
I
shield-
just
your
rolled a
shields go up and go up by 5.
Yay! Good thing that our
Go into
shields are.
PDF instead of my Google Chrome.
Mm.
Good thing our shields are now recharged.
Well, somewhat. You're at 6 out of 15 shields.
Yeah, I know.
And that brings us to Bly.
Uh,
They are just at long range, so you can shoot that lead guy.
Alright, so that's attack, and then +3, then it would be negative,
10 for range.
Right.
10?
This with -10. Here we go, modifier. Can I get an 18 like you did? No. I got a 7. Try and shoot him.
Okay. The shots goes wide. It's the next
Mm.
droid's turn. Well, and I believe that puts him also in 10. Yep. So he's going to make a. So that's actually a 4 after the -10. So he shoots wide and misses. Other droid. Did not put himself in range, so he's just going to sit there. That was my bad, but you know what? The death droid's just stupid, so we're gonna do it live. Bringing it back to Marani.
Should we move or should I move? Don't want to be in too much range. Looked like these things had like 3 range motion. Was it that?
Basically, the way it works is you can move like normal, but you can't go back into any square you've already moved out of.
Okay, so theoretically, I can't just like say move here, correct?
Right, you can't move back on yourself. At least not the turn right after you moved, and again on the same move, like you can't go forward 1 space and immediately go back to the space you came from.
Okay. So just do a little quick math here.
I will point out that your gunner needs to be within 10 squares.
Yeah.
Your gunner and them have the same range.
This is gonna be risky, but dude. 1.
You also have the option of doing things like defensive flying and things like that if you want to try.
Why don't I have my ruler
right now?
Okay, let me look up the defensive flying.
As a standard action, you can concentrate more on protecting your vehicle than hurting your enemies. You and your gunners on your vehicle take a -5 penalty to attack rolls, but you get a +2 dodge bonus.
Yeah. Alternatively, you can make it an attack run, which does the opposite.
My ruler disappeared. Let me re.
But I believe with an attack run, you also have to basically move straight at them.
Let's see, attack. Where is that? Dogfight, attack run. Standard action, you can move up to your square speed, minimum 2, in a straight line through unobstructed terrain directly towards the target. And make an attack roll to go with +2 to attack.
You move in a straight line and you get the opposite of defensive. +5 attack, -5 defense.
Then in that case,
Or you can move however you like and take -5 attack, +5 defense.
Like I should let it be known. We're taking a -5 to reflex until my turn comes around. So
Yeah, maybe just
Yeah,
Defensive flying might not be a bad thing.
Defensive flying.
Ush's the one that managed to hit you goes next.
Defensive flying.
What
Alright.
happened to my my measuring tool?
So we get an extra 10.
I don't know. I think it's now the weird one with the circle and the ruler.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. Okay.
It's always been that icon for
Has it?
7. Does 7?
Maybe I'm just being dumb.
This
This is
has
always
been
a
a while.
possibility.
7 is still long range, so he's still going to take a minus 10.
Well, minus 15 now.
He would take minus 10. We're getting a plus 5.
Oh, right. So we had a negative, and then we got a buff. So we had
Plus 5.
There's a plus 5?
So we're at a 17.
Okay.
Because I gave us a negative 5 and Kiri's flying gave us plus 10.
Oof.
Who does that?
That is a crit.
Range.
I think it's gonna have to be the pilot that burns a destiny point or a force point or something to try to change that.
Yes. Where's my destiny points? Yes.
What can you do again with them?
It's so weird what you can and can't do destiny points.
They cause an attack. So automatically score a crit, make an attack made against you to miss, act out of turn, take damage.
Okay, so you can make it an automatic miss instead of a crit.
Yes.
Okay.
Doing that.
Burn the point. He automatically misses instead of crits. His
Sadly,
turn.
I don't think range would have made a difference.
Gil, you get to automatically try and re-roll to hit with the first missile. Since you aimed, it swings back around on the droid.
Using the same roll and everything.
Yeah, it's the same. It takes a negative 5 on the rebound, so it just do it again with a negative 5.
With the negative 5 that we also had from the range last time.
No, it loses the range. It just has the negative 5. And it goes by again and harmlessly kind of detonates out in space. And now you may take your turn.
Short range now, so negative 2 penalty.
Is short range a negative 2? I thought short range.
It's negative 2.
Oh, so it's point blank. That's a 0. That's weird.
0. So take the 2 to aim again. Hey!
Oh, well.
That missile smacking him in the face. Which one are you getting damage?
Missiles have a fucking 4 square radius.
Actually, I never double checked. Is that at Starship scale or just at character scale?
Light concussion missile. There's a reason why it
When one explodes, it gives off a concussion blast. All concussion missiles have a 4 square splash radius.
So that's 7d10 times 2 crit.
7d10 is 2 times 2. Right? I'm reading 7d10 times 2 as the base.
Yeah, that is that times 2.
It's times 2 times 2. Jeez.
Flux, you could just use the thing that's on the ship page.
I don't.
There's a little button there.
3, 86, 120. Well, hold on. No, that's 172 points of damage. We're multiplying the times 2.
God damn.
I believe that is a dead droid. Hang on. This is
I think the splash does reduce damage, but
No, it's not how splash works.
Oh.
So that's 43 to each of them. It definitely hit.
No, it's
10. So they're not destroyed entirely.
43
But
times 2 times 2 is
certainly taking
172.
a lot of
Wait,
damage.
172 damage doesn't kill him?
170. Oh no, 172 definitely does.
Yeah, I was going to say that
43
he did in times 2 times 2.
Yeah, 70,
I was still going off the 43. I think the times 2 is just the crit modifier.
times 2 in the base table.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's times 2 in the base
that is-
table.
yeah, okay, that is just the base
It
table.
was, it's 86 by default, and then the crit made it up.
Okay, yeah, no, you just blew them all up.
Now, for rules wise, technically, does a 25 all hit the reflex of these two?
I mean, yes.
Okay, then yeah, they take the damage as well.
All right, you blow them out of the sky,
Oh,
giving you, at least for the moment, an unobstructed approach to land on the station.
R2, get the shields back up.
Yeah, I will when it's my turn.
I guess I quickly check the radar or equivalency of.
We are essentially out of initiative.
Okay, out of combat.
The time it would take you to land is longer than the time it would take to scramble more fighters.
Oops.
All right. So
Do you want to?
head on over there and? R2
Do you wanna-
check bombs.
You have more than enough time to fully recharge your shields by the time you land. You don't have to.
What I was gonna
I
ask.
just rolled anyway to reach, and I. That's
What's that?
oh, sorry. I just did it in 2 rolls.
I was gonna ask, do we want to take a look at the hangars and maybe make sure to shoot up any ships they have in there before we land? I don't want to risk them sending out more fighters and fucking us up from behind if we land on the space station. But that's up to.
I'll point out, we're kind of here for a recon mission, not a straight up assault, and we're in a path for a straight up assault now.
And this was the location coordinates.
Lauren just wanted us to find out where the droids were coming from, and we've now.
We still don't know.
Yeah, but
That was a droid ship.
But we've just one, it was a droid ship, and 2, we kind of now started a fight instead of stealth things. So.
There's there's an open comm now trying to ping you guys.
All right, open comments.
Who are you? Why are you attacking us?
You shall first.
Us first.
You're not supposed to be here.
We didn't get any. All about that. What's going on here then?
We are businessmen doing business. Who are you?
Men looking to do business.
It's kind of a moment where you can tell they muted their side for a few moments. It says, you want to do business? You can land on pad 2. If we will have our security forces meet you and escort you to discuss business.
Okay, I plot a vector for landing bay 2.
As I get out of the gun bay, I hear this. Can I go ahead and try to hide my lightsabers on me? Because there's no way in hell I'm not going in with them.
Yeah.
Hide them under your pillow.
Okay, so mute comms. So I think our best course of action here is we found the coordinates in the ship. Tell them a bit of truth. We found the coordinates in the ship from a ship we stole from slavers, and we're interested in what's going on here, and we are open to make trades if need be.
Yeah.
We have an interested party that was asking us to look into something.
No,
No?
Let's not maybe mention that
No.
part.
we're
Just-
here to trade. The
Yeah.
interested party implies that we're here investigating something. We
Uh-oh.
found the coordinates, we came here, and then he implied they're doing business. We defended ourselves, this is all natural now, and they implied we're doing business, so we're willing to do business with them. We don't need to tell them anything about Born.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. They're transmitting which pad to dock on and everything, and giving you your approach vectors and everything. And you land on pad 2. There's a line of battle droids kind of waiting for you to disembark. They're not acting overly hostile, but they're clearly like on alert. Like they're ready to deal with trouble if you bring it.
I remember those freighters from X-Wing and TIE Fighter.
It's the best place to get pictures of space stuff for Star Wars, honestly.
Is that essentially a close up of what just attacked us?
The ones on
the right side.
on the right side, on Bay 1. Yeah, the old style droid starfighters before they switched over to the tri droids and buzz droids. The ones on Pad 3, those are cargo haulers. Essentially, those two things on the side are cargo containers, and then the
Are those the things I saw, like you see in Clone Wars, that drop the droids off from space and then take back off?
No.
Okay.
No, these are literally one of the mill, dime a dozen. You see them in every spaceport ever. Cargo haulers. Again, the things on the side, those are basically big. Those are 4, 2 on a side, big giant cargo containers that are docked to a central ship, essentially that carries them.
All right.
Usually, you'd know this because since you're in the war, you would have been through a sort of a resupply zone. In space, normally these containers would be like lined up by the dozens in neat rows, and the central ship thing here would kind of come through and pick them up one by one on their sides, and then hyperspace them off wherever they're going. All right, anyone else getting off the ship, or?
I don't think I am.
I think we all should be going, but okay.
Do you really think it's a good idea for the droid to be not on the ship and to leave the ship unattended?
Fair enough.
In a hostile environment.
They might take our stuff.
Fair enough.
Okay, so it's just going to be the 3 of you then? All right.
I guess it is. Just the 3 of us.
The expendable meatbags can go deal with the other expendable meatbags.
Well, now you just sound uppity.
Yeah, no, I just sound like you need a personality adjustment. All right, just gonna.
Okay.
Yeah,
This droid is going to lead you through up into this sort of canteen bar area. Seems like a bit of a mess hall kind of area. There's some Nemoidians and like security uniforms in here. And where they're going to take you next. This is a very weirdly laid out space station. You get the feeling a lot of this station has been kind of retroactively made the way it is as you're going through. Because the next thing they do is they take you over here. No, hang on. It's not room. There we go. Right through what appears to be the dormitory.
Okay. While we're walking, what does it look like? The security forces, how are they armed?
They just seem to have like basic blasters. Sort of. They have a decent looking armor, but it looks like very light armor. Like these aren't heavy duty security.
How's especially in the barracks? How does everything look? Is it all messy and scratched up, or does it look clean?
It looks clean enough, but it looks like these people have been living on this station for a while. Like they've kind of, like it looks like this originally wasn't as big. Like some of the beds look like they weren't originally here. They don't match the other beds.
I was also going to ask, how does the station look as you're walking through it? Like,
it's working, but it looks like it's seen better days. Like it's not getting enough of a regular resupply to be kept in complete pristine condition.
While they're on their way, I'm monitoring comms.
Okay. And he kind of takes you over here to the security room and tells you to go in. Where the head security droid here says, can I have your names?
Wolfar.
Did you actually give your character's name?
No, he gave it like
Yeah, I gave Gilfar. You believe that's Gil's real name? That's up to you.
Fair enough.
If you think Flex runs around using his actual name.
Fair enough. R'Lani.
wait. What?
He was asking our names, so I was just giving a fake name as a name as well. R'Lani Min.
All right, give me 1 second.
Just want to say gives a fake name. You could just say gives a
I'll
fake
give a
name.
fake name.
I like this idea where Brawny, for a fake name, just changes a single letter.
Yeah.
Shmarani Schmin. Oh, okay.
Crystal Waters.
Give the name Joe Thune.
Okay. He enters the name in sort of like what looks to be sort of a log of people who've come and gone for the station. Says you may enter. Veal. Control room here.
This is the. Don't make a
I'm
mistake.
gonna zoom in now.
The don't make a mistake room.
One thing you note, Neo, is that this droideka is not using its shield.
I would have. Do you want me to take a roll to see if its shield is still active? I have to believe that.
You can make a perception check if you want to see if it looks like it could put its shield up.
I have to believe I fought thee in the
Yeah,
war.
I'm going to say you fought them enough that you know what to look for to see a damaged shield unit.
19.
Yeah, it looks like it was damaged, and it looks like it was not recent.
Okay, I'm gonna whisper to. I'm back.
Likewise, the two supers here are not as pristine as their pictures indicate. Like they're missing like the face panel, so it's just instead of having the little heads, it's just essentially a big glowing HAL 9000 dot and a bunch of exposed circuitry where the head should be.
Okay, I'm gonna whisper to Jen and Gil. Don't worry about the shield. It can't put it up. The other two look worse for wear.
Oh, basically give like a slight nod.
Yeah.
And,
I essentially quickly tell you that these droids are here for intimidation, but they are not. Well, they are not as strong as they look.
Oh, I imagine they could still probably kick some ass. if
Yeah,
they
I
need
know.
to.
But the biggest fear.
they will still probably kill you.
Yeah, they could still kill us.
It
But
just not be as much as
Scary.
killing could have done.
I'm trying to say we could have a fighting chance, but they're not 100. Is what I'm trying.
So the head Nemoidian comes through and says, "So tell me, how did you come to learn of our location?"
Neighbors who tried to do as they do, and we in turn took their ship and found these coordinates. Came here to investigate and found you're doing deals. We're surely interested if we can reciprocate.
I see. That ship is familiar to us. It has been missing for some time. We were expecting it for a certain cargo delivery run. But obviously, it seems that previous owners met with an unfortunate end. He kind of glances back at the other two, who kind of shoot each other looks and kind of nod to him and says, if you do wish to do business, perhaps you could finish this delivery for us.
Sure.
What's the delivery?
We have some droids which need to go to a contact. We can give you the coordinate. This is a small moon of no real importance, but there's an associate of ours who has a facility there, much like our own, who requires them.
Okay.
Alrighty. Hey, we can do that.
Very good, very good. And what business specifically did you have with us? Were you looking to purchase some of our droids?
Depends on the price.
The standard price. I have to actually look up now because I forgot how much these things fucking cost.
We're gonna have to talk.
Couple of
about that.
thousand
Talk
for the
about
base
that.
droid for these, probably much more.
We're gonna have a talk with Marani about immediately accepting things without knowing what they're doing and what.
Yeah,
really.
we're gonna need to have a talk afterwards. I was like, no, don't say sure.
Question: do you guys have a comlink on you guys?
Yeah,
I do.
Does everyone?
I hope so.
I believe you guys took the comm links out of the if you didn't have one, you got one from the utility belts I got.
Okay.
Everyone
Everyone-
should have one.
Yeah.
Do you guys have them on?
Yeah.
I would have mine on, especially if someone's
paranoid
on.
about going onto a ship, so I'd keep it on.
Okay. Because then I can hear what's being said to you guys. Then I think, right, Selvik?
I mean, if they're transmitting,
Yeah, I
'Cause
would.
they're on- just because they're on doesn't mean they're transmitting.
Okay.
I'd have mine open, so if we
If you want to retroactively say there's something you planned ahead of time for him to listen in on one of your comms, one of you can just have it transmit.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. I would have. I didn't know this was needed to be said ahead of time. So I would all in this scenario, I'd have it open in case R2 needed to get the ship ready to go and we needed to run out. So I would just keep it open.
There's normally a fresh B1 droid is 1,800 credits, but as you may have noticed, our current models are not exactly new. So we have been selling them at a discount of 800 credits each. We also negotiate for bulk prices for those customers who wish to buy them as such.
I'll look over one of the droids just to see like what we would be getting for that price.
If you wanted that, he can call in. He calls in the one that escorted you, which is one of the more intact ones. It seems to be in similar condition to most of the droids you saw on Tatooine.
Can
Says,
can I use my experience with these in my past and can I keep that perception roll and look it over?
that's basically what I'm giving you now. Is that these are all from what you can see and from your experience, you can tell these are all in the similar condition as Teimo's droids, the ones that look like they weren't brand new.
Okay.
So from what you can tell, they may not be pretty, but they are fully functional.
I'm gonna whisper to Gil. These could do a bit of damage.
The Neimoidian kind of goes on to explain as you're examining it. Says, our facility here is a reclamation facility. We take the old ones lost on the battlefields, we fix them up, and we find them new homes with individuals who, I suppose, someone with a ship like yours and dressed as you are, I imagine, like us, does not much care for Imperials. The general clientele we cater to.
Yeah. Not big fans of the Imperials either.
Understandably, in these times, people want assurances, especially on those worlds which have not yet been brought to imperial control, that they want security should the Empire decide to force the issue.
Out of character, I'd ask these two, because I'm not sure if it's something I should do or even talk. Would it be a bad idea to ask if they have any of the ones in the destroyer with working shields?
I mean, that was the thing in character, dude. Like you're
Yeah, I know. This destroyer have any with a working shield generator?
He seems to take up. He picks up that you noticed.
Yes.
Says, not many can know from a glance unless they've met one before in such a state that his shields are not operational. Unfortunately, our particular facilities are not equipped for that level of technical expertise. Our Genosian friend back there is unfortunately our only actual Jordan Smith here. Everyone else is simply security in the event that there are not enough working droids on station should we ever be boarded by hostile parties.
That's
I
too
think you
bad.
done fucked up, Neo.
But then I let him know we have a discerning eye.
B2s?
He is actually kind of looking you over now.
It wasn't me this time.
He says, how do you come to know so much about our droiding?
Let's just say I've had experience.
Okay, well, that's a straight up deception check.
Yeah. How bad are you
actually,
going to fail that?
It is. It's a half truth, but it's still a deception check to pass it off as just not wanting him to pry.
Okay. Bet I don't roll good. Yeah, no, in this I'm gonna use a point to
No, don't bother. He rolled a 4.
Oh, okay.
So
Thank goodness.
yeah, he takes it in stride, even if he does seem suspicious, and simply says, "I see. Well, I suppose as long as we are, shall we say, on the same side in this at the moment, I don't think there should be any issue."
You don't shoot us, we don't shoot you.
And the
A very
B2?
wise philosophy. Any other business I can help you with? You wish to take some time to consider? I imagine perhaps you have an employer of some sort. No? Oh, an independent party. Perhaps you're looking for a little extra muscle.
No.
No.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
You guys
Hi.
hear me? Was that
Yes.
correct?
Kind of. I have to put you on 200% to hear you.
I've
But
tried to ask about the B2s for the past like 5 minutes.
Oh no, we haven't heard any of that.
And the B, you selling those as well?
The B2s, we keep them for the more, shall we say, loyal customers. But perhaps if we were to develop a good working relationship, we may consider selling you a few models.
You're having to carry your cargo. If we were to buy weapons from you to defend that cargo, sounds like a good working relationship to begin with. Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, make a persuasion check on that one.
I was gonna offer to buy a droid out of it, but fair enough.
One. Jesus.
What is with all our ones?
Yeah.
yeah, really.
He doesn't quite buy it enough to kind of get sweetened by it, but hang on, scroll down a little bit here. We could part with one, I suppose, for 2,500 credits.
No, what's the upkeep for a droid if we were to buy a B2?
Honestly, not really. You just plug them in to recharge them when they need recharging. Kind of like, honestly, the same upkeep you have with Red.
Does he have to, like, B2s? B2s are centralized, or they need the control unit thing?
All of these ones are non-centralized, so they don't need the. They are independent if they need to be.
I was gonna get.
In fact, actually, I think all the B2s were independent. I don't think they were.
Yeah, that was the
B2s
B1s.
are the super droids, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, those were independent. That's one of the reasons they were super, is because they could essentially function on their own. And they didn't say Roger, Roger all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Put up all my credit shit then.
Okay. Keep it,
I'll get a normal model.
You'll get another one for 800.
Yeah, I'm getting one for 800.
Wait, what?
You guys
What?
now have a B1 and a B2 droid.
Don't we need like a central computer for a B1?
No. The B1s were upgraded later on to not need it.
Okay.
You guys
However,
are buying more. You guys are buying NPC droids, huh?
Yeah.
You were the one who you R2 clearly pointed out a lack of defense on the ship if we all left.
He does have a point.
Now you gotta watch for those. Now you gotta watch those supers if you try and board this ship.
And also, I need something to take with me for range combat. If I can't shoot, at least I can command the droid to fire.
No.
No,
I'm gonna be having to make some maintenance checks to make sure
I
that
can
they
say
don't turn on
just
us.
Just as a DM thing, I'm cool with you using them as ship guards and in limited capacities.
Like maybe
I'm
missile.
not cool with you bringing them everywhere to make combat easier.
okay, fair enough.
Followers an increasing turn order.
Yeah, fair enough.
In desperate situations, if you're going to do something like storm Timo's palace one of these days, then yeah, by all means, bring a bunch of droids. They're probably all just going to get scrapped on the way in anyway. Yeah.
Was that the only reason you were buying the B1 here?
No, I was buying it to get. I wanted Red to go over it.
Really wants to kill a B1 droid again.
It's his Jedi bloodlust.
Okay.
I see B1. I must kill.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do many maintenance checks to make sure that those or mechanics checks that
No, make
to
sure
make
they're
sure
not Trojan horses.
to make sure they don't kill you all in your sleep.
Yeah.
You're going to load up the cargo then? We'll take it to the moon.
All right. And that will just bring us to them loading the cargo then. If there's anything you want to talk to anyone in particular here about.
Nope.
I
Okay.
don't think anything. I'm just assuming
Is
that-
there a check to try and recognize any of these people from the war? Like he tried to recognize
See
me?
if there were any kind of like security bulletins or dossiers or anything you might have gotten.
Yes.
Galactic lore.
Okay. That's the only thing I could think of I want to do besides this.
Since you're using previous war knowledge experience as well, I'll let you add a +2.
Okay. There's no way that's 0. Fuck off. I rolled a 19, so that would be 20, 23, 28, 29. That would be a 31, not a fucking 0. Fuck off. Game.
Why the hell did it 0?
I don't know.
Did you do like +2 or just?
I think I might have added 2 pluses instead of 1 when I did +2.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yes, yeah.
So that's a 31.
Okay. You do actually recognize the lead one you've been talking to from a security bulletin of sort of kind of lesser to mid-tier separatist kind of bureaucrats. Necessarily, like he definitely wasn't like in the separatist council, but this was someone who was somewhere in the chain of command.
He was high enough to get like a dossier on him.
Yeah. He would have been flagged as a high value target for capture or elimination, depending on the situation.
Do
Just
I
because you would have had information.
do I
would-
remember his name that I think he has not given us yet?
He has not given his name, and his name, which I didn't give him either. I'm just going to use as a placeholder the random name that Roll20 gave him. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
I can't pronounce his name. I'm not going to use that now.
Hang on. I gotta.
Just Google like name generator in his race. I always get that one, and it's great.
I just like to imagine that actually is what his name is. I can't pronounce his name. That actually is legit his name. And people don't realize that.
Go into edit real quick. I'm just gonna delete some of these letters. I'm gonna hang on. Now that I'm in edit, I can do this. This was the name it gave him.
I'll
I like the part conflict.
What, Flux?
Not a Nemoidian name. That is definitely someone who is hiding from the law.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, he's probably doing that. So
I'm gonna shorten his name to Ahu Esu.
Okay.
At least that's pronounceable.
Do I recognize the gentleman or the smith at all with that 31?
No, they if they were anyone, they were too far down to get an actual like thing passed around.
Okay. I am not going to do what I was thinking of doing. So, once we're out of earshot, or are we still talking to?
If you have nothing else to talk about, I would just
Can't
do
think what else we have.
ship.
The ship's by the way.
Okay. If we're on the ship and we're out of earshot, we get everybody together and essentially tell them what I know about this.
Yep, once we're back on the ship.
He's a Nemoidian running a droid production facility. I didn't assume he was a great guy.
Droid reclamation facility. On that point, Neotag, you'd actually know somewhat that these were facilities they had essentially for ships that had only like, minor malfunctions with their droids could stop by and basically drop their droids off to get scrubbed and get minor repairs and things like these weren't designed to manufacture new droids, at least they're not originally.
Yeah.
And it seems like it was just sort of part of the overall separatist supply chain that has now just kind of gone off and done its own thing.
Yeah, I'm going to explain this to everybody that essentially that's what this is, that's what they're doing. Essentially, if we become a relationship with them, they're probably going to have us scrub battlefields or old droids and deliver what they've repaired.
You can assume that.
I can assume that.
You have your droid friends now.
Oh,
Our
boy.
security force.
All right, I guess I should start making some mechanics checks on them.
We picked up some friends. You can scan them over to make sure they're legit or pull any info you can from them. That'd be great.
From what you can tell, they've been given recent memory wipes before they were kind of allowed to come onto the ship. They kind of came on a little after the both of you. But as far as you can tell, they are essentially, as far as programming everything goes, they are factory default ready to go. No additional programming seems to be loaded on them besides just what they need to function.
All right, I am going to program them to be subservient to me and all that fun stuff, and defend the ship
And the crew.
and the crew.
Yeah.
Say, we paid
first!
for these droids.
Ship
You better
second.
Me first and the crew.
RG-88 uprising starts.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we have a couple of droids that can be used as a security for the ship now. Good.
Putting cargo on yet?
They've got the Nemoidians and some of the droids now loading up.
Oh, that's a good thought.
Essentially, what appears to, if you want, you can try and get a perception check to get a look at what they're loading.
Yeah, do that.
How many droid ports are there on the ship?
Right now, I believe enough to fix you up, or fix any droid up essentially, from very damaged to full again, about 5 or 6 times.
Oh no, I mean just recharge ports.
Oh, recharge ports. I don't really.
Any
have
computer, any panel.
Literally any one of the computers or panels on this ship, of which there are likely dozens.
Okay. I just wanted to know because there's actually mechanics for
But
additional
on
ports.
a spaceship, that's not a thing.
Okay.
Just,
A
we'll
large enough spaceship, just any port counts as.
Okay.
go in charge of CVS though, so one of you should be good on the road.
Yeah.
24 and 25 apparently.
They appear to be loading up containers containing inactive droidicas.
Okay. Did they give us coordinates?
Yeah, they're giving you the coordinates to a moon. Galaxy map here. Somewhere actually not that far from let's call it. The moon's actually kind of up over by Hut Space. Kind of a little south. If I go to the map here, put you guys over. A little south of where Narcaga is there at the south side of Hut Space.
Okay, a little south.
The coordinates indicated system somewhere around here.
Now, I'm unfamiliar with how communication. Can we send a message to our junk dealer?
No,
Okay.
Our bands is basically
you
within the
don't. You
system.
don't have a HoloNet transceiver, and HoloNet messages have a time lag anyway. So
All right. Do we have a deadline or a timeline for this delivery?
not really. They just want you to deliver it as quickly as you can.
All right. And what's our? We never talked fee or anything like that.
You did not talk fee or anything like that, actually.
I guess we'll find out after we deliver it then.
I'm gonna head back out to them.
Okay, I'm gonna be 1 second though. I definitely gotta hit the bathroom.
Dude, it's been a fun session so far. I liked it. Space combat was definitely a little bit different.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was. Red, you weren't here for the Rogue Trader, but the Rogue
Nope.
Trader just ended up being a slog.
I had figured as much when you guys abandoned it.
I really loved my character and really loved it, but the system just not built well. It essentially demands the GM just adjust everything when it comes to space combat.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. What does
I'm gonna head back to Otto.
Okay.
We never established payment for this shipment.
Oh yes. For this cargo, we are willing to pay you 5,000 credits.
I'll haggling them up a bit because this is technically smuggling. If we get caught with these droids, we get a lot of questions from the Imperial.
Yeah. Fortunately, they're not giving you enough that you have to put them in regular storage. They fit easily in your smuggler's compartments.
but still
Yeah.
a us.
This is heavy contraband. If anything, Imperial catches you.
Do you want me to roll to haggle them up?
Yeah, you can roll like a persuasion or something. Persuasion should do it.
5,000 credits? Hell yeah.
It'd be a bad scenario for us. Save the thought a bit. We'll do 6.5 thousand.
And this guy rolls shit.
But
He kind of strokes his chin, thinking a moment, and kind of nods. He's like, "It is a dangerous cargo, so yes, I believe that would be agreeable."
we do our shipment then and bring back word.
All right.
And head back to the ship. We're good to go.
What you get?
Getting 6.5 for the shipment.
And we have our foot in the door for more. That's the most important part. Now, the question is, do we go back to our junk friend first, or do we make this delivery? I think it'll take quite a bit longer.
Let's
Get-
get off the station first. Before discussing things.
Well, we're on the ship. I was only on the ship.
We're still on the station with a bunch of droids and everything around, so let's get into hyperspace. Or at least out of the system first.
All right, fine. Then that's what we do, I guess.
Okay.
We take the shipment to the moon first. We're gonna have to come back here anyway to get our payment. We can stop
Yeah.
by here and tell them about it. I'm
Right.
not really down for just doing more shipments for them. Frankly, the shipment was just the easiest way for us to get this info and get out without having to fight. Make this a giant scene.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
do this job, get paid, and then go.
If something more liquid, it's nice to have them in our back pocket.
I
Nice to
like
know
the
to
money.
have regular work if they need us, but I don't see us doing this regularly.
We're working against the Empire and against other Hutts, so they're not gonna be long for this scenario.
Yeah, getting a target painted on your back by either is not going to end well.
Did I, with knowing his name and his stuff, was he known for being very forward thinking, or was he just kind of
Everything you have paints him a picture of a dutiful sort of middle of the command chain, just kind of basically the high command equivalent of a middle manager.
I think he's in over his head in this one, but
One thing you do know is that he was listed as having how quite put this not exactly doubts, but a disapproving outlook on many of the more extreme actions the higher command of the separatists were taking during the war, which is partly why his bulletin went out, since a lot of information passed to his desk. He seemed like he was essentially flagged as an easy potential defector.
during the war, he was. If you could have gotten your hands on him, he was going to be a target to try and flip. We never caught him, but that is the type of person he was. He had many doubts. He did not have any.
Again, doubts weren't exactly.
He was.
Kind
He
of
had-
hard to describe it without going into great details that you would have only had a basic
Yeah.
understanding. He was loyal to the cause, but he thought they were going too far.
He didn't like the more extreme act. It was thought that if we could convince him to join, that's the type of person we thought.
Technically speaking, weren't the separatists kind of on the right side?
Kinda.
Right and wrong. If you look at the war, everyone except for Palpatine was on the right and wrong side at the same
True.
time. That was the whole-
To put it in sort of just out of character knowledge things, he would have been one of those separatists who genuinely believed in sort of the line of the corruption and the bureaucratic bloatedness of the Republic, and believe in that the independence of the worlds of the separatist movement was in the best interest, and that the Republic could no longer serve their interests. He just disagreed with how extreme people like Grievous and the Separatist Council were being with how they were achieving those ends.
Good to know.
But he was 100% all on that. No, I'm fighting for the independence of my people. He was 100% devoted to that.
Kind of feel bad for the separatists.
Yeah.
They got played.
Everyone got played. Except for Yoda, who apparently just played himself.
Yeah.
Homie still got played then.
Well, then I'd say we go to the moon, and then head back, get our pay, and then report back and see where to go from there.
Yep.
Mhm.
Alright. And that will close out our session then. Let me just do a quick roll to see how long it'll take you to get there.
It was fun.
Yep.
Now, were you saying something about leveling up?
Yeah, you have all officially leveled up at this point.
Yay!
It'll take you 9 days to get there.